everybody, welcome back to Pod/Cast. I am your host with my fellow co-hosts.
My name is Seth, and I only do meth when I feel like it.
You had a rhyme in there and you ruined it.
I was waiting, that's why I went so quiet.
In high school, it was, my name is Seth, and I do meth, and I cause others death.
There we go. Okay, Afton, Jesus.
Today, everybody, we are reviewing... Hello, everybody, welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's. That is what we are doing today.
The scariest game I've ever played.
The scariest horror game I've ever played.
Dude, that game is so fucking... I've never been scared by a Fnaf game, personally.
I think this comes up every episode because it's a horror podcast. I just don't get scared, so neither have I.
Yeah, but even I don't get scared by it, you know?
I wasn't. I like the first one.
Niall, don't you dare lie to me and say you weren't scared of FNAF.
Nah,
I was scared of the first game. I was scared of the first game.
You played FNAF 4 in middle school, and you were like, oh god, what's going on here? And then got jump scared, and you shat yourself.
I never...
Niall thinks that Mario is a horror game.
Did scare me a lot, yeah. The
Yeah,
fourth
see,
and
the
fourth and the first got me good.
Dude, I remember I was in middle school, and I didn't know that FNAF existed until the second game came out, because I was in my science classroom, but it was after we had done the tests and everything, so we were just like chilling before going to winter break. And this kid in my class, his name was Spencer. He was drawing all the fucking FNAF characters on like the door decorations for... Because we just like were drawing on the paper on the door. I can't remember why, but he was drawing it and he was telling people that it actually happened. He's like, "This is based on a real thing because the kids got killed and put in the suits and that happened in real life." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, Spencer?"
I
had a kid who did that too as well.
I can't believe it came out back in 2014.
Dude, I feel old. It's actually almost been a decade.
For the movie.
Yeah, the movie actually took 10 years to come out.
God damn.
Bro.
That's fucking
But
crazy.
I mean, at least it came out.
Me
I
when...
don't know how I can say that.
Never
but
mind.
I mean...
Me when closet.
Me when closet, there we go.
There you go, got you. But, alright.
Do you want to look at the reviews?
I mean, we don't really...
shit.
Honestly, the reviews are dog shit. We don't even have to look at that.
I have to. This is how it works. This is part of the podcast ritual. I have to go to the cursed fruit website.
The fruit one.
Thy website of thy fruits.
The fruit that people...
The fruitiness.
For veggie.
Thy
That's
fruitiness
where I
of
wanna
thy
be.
website.
I think critics are stupid.
I didn't even have to tell you that.
The critic score for this movie is 25%.
Oh, went up, cool.
And the audience score is 88%.
That's high, honestly. I thought it was gonna be lower.
Mm-hmm.
That is... it's not even just... generally, there's like a difference between the audience score and the critic score, but like this is a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean... One of my favorite movies, Godzilla King of the Monsters, has a pretty good big gap in between its audience and critic score, but it's not this big. Holy shit. What are the critics saying? Oh, I got two...
I think it's...
Wait,
I remember
no,
the IGN
dude.
one.
I see
Go
4
ahead.
positive reviews. Wait a second.
Oh, well, read those then. Let's see what they say.
Isn't perfect, but it's compelling and scary enough to beg for sequels. Thank you, David from the Chicago
Okay, well,
Reader.
I'm sorry to tell you guys, but it's not scary.
It's a fun get. No, this one. It's a fun getaway horror movie for kids. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's exactly what this movie is.
It's a
Sorry
getaway
to
horror.
spoil that for you guys,
It's pretty
but yeah.
damn fun.
Oh, this
gateway
shows nothing
horror.
but spoilers.
Dude, everyone's calling it a gateway horror, like it's like it's weed. It's a gateway. It's a gateway horror.
It's a gateway to the drugs.
I am.
First of all, that's not even true because the gateway horror is watching Goosebumps as a kid. That's gateway horror.
Honestly, yeah. Watch Goosebumps with Jack Black, and that's the scariest movie
I'm
I've
talking
ever
about the
seen.
real Goosebumps, bitch.
I know.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The Werewolf of Fever Swamp and the one that I can't remember the name of, where there's like the plankton that mutates people into fish. I remember that one.
Loki, Slappy, the Night of the Living Dummy, those ones.
Night
were
of the
pretty
Living
good.
Dummy. There's one episode where he wants to marry a 13-year-old, so Slappy is gonna get...
He's canceled.
Slappy goes to jail. I mean, he's also like a murderer, but that's whatever.
I was gonna say he killed people. Yeah.
No audience. See all audience reviews. What are the audience saying about this?
Five
5
Nights
star,
at
5
Freddy's.
star, 4.5 stars, a 5 star, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star. Holy shit.
Damn, I didn't think it was that good.
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
yo, I finished the FNAF movie. It's a solid 2 out of 10 because it kind of sucked. The special effects were cheesy, the stab wound, unrealistic, story was poorly written. They casted freaking Shaggy. Yeah,
I
so
love that Shaggy is
That's
William
good.
Afton. That
I mean,
is
this
so
guy's
fucking
this
good.
guy's not a critic with like his name and affiliation, so I'm not gonna say what his name is. But you're a bitch.
We can't bully
You're a
Everyone,
bitch,
everyone who's
Larry.
listening
Can't
to
bully the real
this
people.
exact podcast, I need you to share it around until the person who wrote that exact review hears me call him a bitch.
Exactly.
God.
It was a
um,
good movie and it has good Easter eggs. 8 out of 10. Yeah.
That's kind of pretty solid. Yeah.
Well, I'm already having to refrain myself from bitching about FNAF.
Dude, I know. We gave you 3 complaints and you went up
You
to
fuck
20,
you with
so
your
we'll
3
just get into
complaint
it.
bullshit rule. That was such garbage.
Nah.
Wait, I wanted to
I
watch
gotta-
the movie.
Well, fuck you.
It's not like he made you pause the movie so we could go, they should have ended it after FNAF 3!
They should have.
I mean, I disagree because FNAF 4 is the best one. There's a hot take
I love
for you.
FNAF 4.
It's not. It's
FNAF
really
4 is so
not.
fucking good.
It is.
It is not the best
It
one.
I love
is
FNAF 4.
the
FNAF
best
4
one.
is not the best.
It's
How
so
so?
good.
How so, Niall? How so?
I never really. I thought the animatronic designs got goofy at that point.
That's
It
what
was
makes
just-
it better than the other ones, but
was
keep
just
going.
trying too hard with the vague story bullshit, like more than the other games.
Are you
It
shitting
was
me?
just-
That's
the
only
only-
that's the first game to have story.
What do you mean that's the first game to
actually
have
spell out
story, you
Niall.
dumb fuck?
Niall, it's the first one that doesn't have a vague
It's the-
story. What do you mean trying to
It is
have
the
a vague
first one
story?
that tried to like really hold on to story shit, and even Scott himself said he doesn't like how he handled it.
I don't give a shit if Scott doesn't like how he handled it. He's from Utah. His opinion doesn't matter.
No, I don't think the 4 is a bad one at all. I think it's one of the better ones. It's just I don't think it's the best.
I think it's probably up there.
It's one of the better games FNAF is.
I think it's top 3.
Top 3 out of 6.
Well, I mean,
I guess
more
there's
than
like
6 now.
I don't know. Is it what is 7?
There's also VR
Okay, Niall,
and the
you would
garbage one.
argue the 3's the best one, right?
No, I don't think 3's the best one. I think 3 is where it should have ended. It was where it's supposed
3
to end.
3 is okay. Let's be real, guys. 3 is one of the worst ones.
No, it is.
3 sucks.
It is.
It's just too
What do
easy
you-
as its whole thing.
Dude, it's like a complete coin toss. It doesn't make any sense.
I like that 3.
It's so fucking boring too.
The one thing I liked about 3 was it's the first and so far like only one where the cameras actually fucking matter.
That's not true.
That is 100% true. The other ones you just have to flick the camera up and that's it. That's the first where you actually have to look through them.
No, you have to look through the in 2. You do.
No, you
have
don't.
to
Two,
wind up the
you
music
just have
box.
to wind the music box. That's literally
Yeah, you have
all.
to look at the
That
camera.
is the only camera you need. I'm saying 3 is the first one, and it was the main one to really nail it. That you actually have to look through cameras to find where Springtrap is. You actually have to use all the cameras.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it sucks cock, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the one
like,
thing
it's a
I can't.
boring-
The one thing I can't defend is how you get the good ending. Fucking beep boop on the fucking tiles of the office. What the actual
oh my
fuck, Scott?
God.
What is that? Why is there a number
that's-
pad on the fucking?
No, that's raw
I-
as hell. That's raw as hell.
I support that. More dumbass random shit like that.
How
please,
did
Matthew.
anyone? I don't get how people got the good ending in like a couple hours. That was the most vague shit.
Bro,
Probably
if you
data
click on
mining.
the screen, yeah, data mining as well. But if you click on the screen, you have a chance of hitting it. So like if someone was mashing, they just probably got it by chance.
Maybe, but and not even just that. Like all of the stuff with the good ending. How did people figure that shit out in a couple hours? That's insane to me.
That's just how gaming is.
There's some
Yeah,
wacky people
but like
out
my
there.
whole thing was, I wish it ended at 3. I especially wish it ended at 6. It
I
should
swear-
have stopped at 6, man.
Dude,
And then
they're
they had to
never
put
gonna
lore
stop.
in the VR game. Fucking Steel Wool, I hate you guys. Okay.
Niall,
I
this
can't.
is
I can't.
where-
Rant,
this
or
is
we're
where
gonna be
we-
talking about security breach in this.
This is where we shut Niall the fuck up because we're gonna get into the movie.
Yeah. Yes. Please.
literally,
Please.
we
Can we
would
get
get
into the movie?
Literally,
All right,
you guys would
moving
just
on
hear him
to
complain
the
for like the next
movie.
hour.
All right, here, the movie. All right, here's something that I think some people need to hear. If you think this movie was actually that bad,
You haven't seen a bad
seen
movie.
nearly enough bad movies.
You haven't
No,
seen
this
the
is a-
awful
this is a
one.
Like
pretty-
maybe just as a guy that enjoys jumping in the trenches to find the hidden gems, so I've actually seen like actually bad movies, and so people are like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. It's like go watch Queen Kong and then say that to my face. Go watch Ant-Man Quantumania and then tell me this movie
Yeah,
is
tell
that
me
bad.
it's a good movie.
Go watch.
Like, I
Awaken
can
the Shadow
understand-
Man.
Oh, dude, exactly. Like Awaken the Shadow Man, and then like movies like Kuso. Oh, here, yeah. This movie is just like sort of like really full of Easter eggs. So if you're not a fan of the games, you probably won't like it that much. But a movie like Kuso is just like an hour and a half of like unmitigated shit fetish.
Yeah, it's really gross.
That's a bad
Yeah.
movie, all right?
That's an
That's
awful
like
movie.
what bad movies look like, and you're just like, this movie. I don't even know what the complaints are. Like, I'm not like
actually-
super high on
If
this
people
movie.
were mad
I'll
about
let you
the
guys
references,
know.
I thought they were fine overall.
Well, I mean, people were mad that it wasn't 1-to-1 with the
That's
games
right.
as
People
well.
that was the big thing I've seen. Is people like, oh, that's not lore accurate. That's not lore accurate. It's a fucking movie.
That's not
Like,
lore
them-
accurate.
If they went,
Like,
if
dude,
they
no.
went, I'm gonna say,
Spoilers
if they
here,
followed
but-
the lore
I'm
to
gonna-
a T, this movie would have
I'm
been
getting
god awful.
no. I'm getting it. People are like, oh, it's not lore accurate. Whose version of the lore?
That's true. Yeah.
Dick.
Yeah, fucking game
My
theory.
The
was
what
whole,
fuck?
We'll
the
get into
whole
it as we
thing.
go on, but I had a very specific thing of like what I wish they
the
pulled from
fucking
games.
the whole thing about FNAF is that there's just like a few like sort of confirms things, and that everything else is 100% up to interpretation. So it's like, that's not up to the lore. It's like, oh, they didn't go ask your personal favorite FNAF
didn't go ask
lore
Matt Pat.
YouTuber to like write the script for.
Which
Fuck
I
out of here.
pogged seeing Matt Pat in this movie.
Well, we're gonna get to that because basically, for this movie, I feel like we should just dive right in, right?
Yes,
Because all of
let's
our
go.
criticisms will iron themselves out as we talk about the movie.
Yes, yes.
But
They were
basically,
iron lung themselves out.
they'll iron lung themselves, which we will also review
I'm
at some
hyped
point.
for Iron Lung.
All
When
right,
does it come out?
Devin,
yeah,
start
24?
reviewing the movie. Start.
Start doing the movie. All right, boys. Well, it begins
Don't
off
mind
with
if I
our
do.
boy Michael.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It
No,
begins with
doesn't.
that other
Right.
security guard.
Yeah, there's just a security guard. He's running.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot already. Okay, so basically,
no, it starts with a security guard trying
you
to
go
get
ahead,
the
yeah.
hell out of the pizzeria as the animatronics are all active. The only two big things were we got Foxy on his ass as he's at the exit, and y'all disagree with me this. He did not do the fucking run like he should have. Which
Mate,
made me
they
sad.
did a little flashing light thing to make
yeah,
him spookier.
but I'm so mad Foxy didn't do the full run. But anyway, Foxy gets him, but instead of killing him, which I love that they put the jump scare noise from the first game. That's fun.
Yes, they did. Yes.
Then he wakes up into this weird ass, like he's tied to his like nail. He's like bound to this chair while a fucking like Freddy mask, which looks like Franken Freddy from the Halloween update of the VR game, with like blades and shit on it, is coming towards him.
It's literally a jigsaw trap.
Exactly, and it manages to kill him, and then we cut to Michael.
You never
Michael,
appreciated the
don't leave
FNAF
me
games
here.
while they were being
Michael,
released.
no! Don't leave me here, Michael!
Did they ever explain what that was?
Nope, they never did. They just showed a couple times.
It's the chair that kills you.
It's just
I
the
guess
chair
so.
from Saw, but
I
it has
mean,
Freddy's face.
I'm sure. Hypothetically, it's just like some sort, like you put the animatronics in the chair, and it's like some sort of like work.
It looks
like
like some
mechanical
sort of fucking
workbench,
sister
but-
location type machinery.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like a scooper kind of.
right.
but
That's
with,
what
like,
I thought
only
it
your
was gonna.
face.
I thought it was gonna be something like that in the trailers.
Maybe it's like a maintenance
Unfortunately-
thing to, like,
Unfortunately,
I
this
don't
movie
know.
is PG-13, so they couldn't show anything
Unfortunately,
like that.
and they
Yeah.
wasted the only bloody scene on a
Duh,
random
dude,
kill.
I know.
I could say something. It was a couple weeks ago now, but I got into a discussion with a guy about like, I mean, I'm 100% sure that he was trying to be like the FNAF movie can still be violent or some shit like that because he was like,
PG-13 movies can actually get away with like a lot of violence. Nerd emoji,
and it's like, I mean, yeah, I guess, but you can't show any blood or anything like that. You can
Or
be as
not
violent
even-
as
not
you
that
want,
much.
as long as you ignore the outcome, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, what about? And then he listed like 3 deaths in PG-13 movies, because I said something like, yeah, in a PG-13 you can have like an implied decapitation, and that's probably
can, yeah.
pushing it. And then he's
Which,
like,
by the way, they do.
yeah, but dude, and then he was like, what about Count Dooku in Revenge of the Sith? And I was like, that's literally an implied decapitation. What the fuck? What are you smoking? That's
Where was the
exactly what I'm
blood, huh?
talking about. You don't see it happen. So yeah, PG-13. Look,
A story
I don't-
like FNAF's should have been R.
Okay,
I
let me,
don't
here's a
like
counterpoint, by the way.
PG-13 horror movies because they're not
You know
allowed to be as
why?
extreme as they need to be. But
Yeah.
go, Dan.
You know
Yeah,
why they went PG-13?
Kids.
Yes,
Kids.
literally.
Dumbass,
If they made it
dumbass
rated R,
13-year-old
kids wouldn't be able to
kids
watch
that think
it.
William Afton
Look,
is hot.
Look, I'm 22 and I'm the real target audience for this movie. Come on, man.
Hey, I'm just saying, who are the people who got scared by the animatronics? It wasn't kids, it was the parents.
It's because
Huh?
the parents are like,
I'm
what's
just
that
saying,
on
like,
your
I'm pretty
electronic
sure it's more
viewing
related for
box,
parents to be
sonny?
scared of creepy Chuck E. Cheese animatronics than kids.
What, did you never go
Yeah.
to Chuck E. Cheese?
Did you? Yeah. Wait. Actually, that's a good question. Did you go to Chuck E. Cheese now?
I've never been to Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, that would
Oh.
probably explain it. You've never seen fucking Chuck E.
Well,
Cheese
no, I've
animatronic
seen
in
the
real
fucking
life.
things, but like,
No,
there's a
have you
reason
ever
that shit
been next to
sells,
one
Is what I'm saying.
in
Yeah,
real
yeah.
life?
You get.
Have you ever
get what I
seen
put,
a
though, like,
real life?
At least some
No,
kids
Niall.
can get an enjoyment. It's like a clown. Some kids like them.
Niall, stop talking around this. Have you ever been in the same room as a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic?
Thank God I haven't.
Oh, you're
That's
literally
the
scared of
point.
it. And you're talking about the
Well,
parents.
they're
are the
fucking
only ones that scared of
freaky.
it. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
I'm not scared of the Chuck E. Cheese. The scariest thing about Chuck E. Cheese is the fact that their pizza tastes like cardboard.
That's true, but that's
That's
also
not
something
that's not an
that-
exaggeration in the slightest. Chuck E. Cheese pizza is actually the worst pizza. You can't don't at me.
Is it?
No,
Oh,
no, no. I agree. It's fucking awful, and they're selling it in stores now, by the way, too, which is insane.
Homie, they sell it like if you ever buy like a Tombstone pizza or whatever,
they
and it
sell it
has
like
the
that,
little it has like the little cardboard circle underneath the pizza.
That
Literally,
is the
just
pizza.
eat that. That's the same as a Chuck E. Cheese pizza. All right.
Anyway,
All right,
now
so
we're on
sidetracked.
Professor
Basically,
Michael.
Beginning
Michael.
of the movie, some guy gets FNAF'd.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we go to a
security guard
mall.
gets FNAF. And we go to a mall. Michael's working as a mall cop, and him and his buddy are talking about dream theory. And pretty much what's happening is that Michael is trying to basically, through his dreams, he's trying to find out about why his brother was kidnapped and who kidnapped his brother when he was a child.
Well, yeah, because the whole thing is his little brother got kidnapped, and
Yes.
and the dream theory is that like your mind never forgets anything. So if you can like achieve like a deep enough trance or something, you can like remember every
I
detail.
got scared when I saw a
So-
book called Dream Theory, considering the game theory video. I was like, "Don't you dare, movie, please!"
Well, this
Oh
is
God,
pretty
oh
cool.
God.
This is a cool idea because I mean,
It is
basically the
kinda.
idea is that he's trying to find out who he's trying to get justice for his brother by finding out who it is, but he's not able to do it. He
He's
can't
also-
ever catch
There's
the
also
car
the whole
that
thing of
takes
he's
his brother.
broke as shit living with his sister, his little
Yeah,
sister.
so-
And I remember it cuts to him working at the mall, and he's looking at
Yes.
this kid that's looking a little weird, just kind of like
I mean, he's just
eyeball the
standing
kid,
in the
and he
middle
sees
of
a
the
guy.
mall.
He sees a guy come up and kind of tug the kid, grabbing him, and Michael freaks out, chases the guy down, like tackles him into like a fountain in the mall, and beats the man nearly to death, only to learn, yeah, no, that was the kid's dad, and he just
Yeah.
totally overreacted.
I mean, admittedly, this is before we know that Michael's little brother was kidnapped. So from our
Yes.
perspective, he just
just
saw a
annihilated this
guy
poor fucking
like
dad.
dragging his like upset child out of the mall. Which, I mean, that shit happens. Sometimes kids are little assholes.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is too is that he does that, and obviously he gets fired.
Yeah.
Like without a
yeah,
a
no
second.
shit. Yep,
You
he's
know
gone.
how that happen. He's outie, and so
you only get you only get one beat up dad before they fire you, and he already beat up someone else's dad. So
yeah, exactly, yeah.
my
But-
dad.
I hate
beat
when
And
that
then
your
happens.
from
dad.
there, he's at like a
Hate it
job
when that
counseling thing,
happens.
and Shaggy is kind of like telling him like, "Well, you're fucked. Unless you want to
Yeah,
look at
Stewie,
this one
man, it
place
looks like
at
you're
night. Wink, wink,
Yeah,
nudge,
Stewie,
nudge. I'm looking for a man to work at this old place.
Stewie from Scream.
Yeah, but he's trying to convince him to, like, the one job he's got available is a random night job.
Well,
but obviously,
hold
the
on,
reason
hold
a
on.
little girl
The-
to hang out with.
You're missing
The
something.
reason,
Whoa.
the reason that he wants him to. Okay, I
Oh,
can't say
right,
the
he's
reason
looking at
yet.
his file.
He
looks at
he
his
looks at his
name.
file and he reads his last name.
And
then
like,
he
he's reading
immediately
his
is
name's
like,
Michael
hey.
Schmidt, and like looks at it all weird.
Hmm. But
Yeah,
he gets like,
reads the
and
name.
that-
he starts like taking
and
interest
that's
in that
when
part.
he-
Like,
And that's when he's like, "Hey, you ever feel like
Hey, you ever hear about the
Working at a
animatronics do get a
pizzeria?
bit quirky at night? I'm so
I'm
sad
so
he
sad
didn't
they
say
didn't say
it.
that.
Why
I
didn't he
know.
say it? That would have been perfect.
Like, because-
Okay, but what is it? At that point, it's just he comes home to his babysitter, and we see his daughter and him.
it's not his daughter."
No, sorry.
I'm gonna
my
say-
brain
no,
can't
no,
think
no,
of his
you
daughter for a
guys-
minute. His sister.
I
know,
was
I
right this
fucked up.
whole
That's right.
time.
We all had.
I
we were
was
watching,
right
Devin
this
and I were
whole
convinced
time.
that it was his daughter, and Steph's like, "No, it's his sister." And then later they say it's his sister.
I don't know
I'm so
why
fucking
you
mad.
thought it was the daughter.
Because that
It
kind
was
of would
so
work. I don't know.
obvious.
Fuck you.
It was
but anyway,
so
but yeah, he comes in.
obvious.
We learn that they don't really have the best relationship. She doesn't really. She doesn't hate him, but she sure as fuck doesn't listen to him.
She doesn't.
I was
seem
gonna say
to
she doesn't really
talk.
talk to him.
She doesn't
yeah.
talk to him,
She
or
doesn't
she
talk
gives
to
him a lot
anyone.
of shit.
She only talks to
just-
her imaginary friends.
She just
Oh,
sits alone
yeah.
and draws. It's not like she's like, "Oh, fuck my older brother." She literally doesn't talk to anyone and just sits
Yeah,
on her
or
own
she's
and
just
draws.
kind of snarky with him a lot.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
which
just how
based-
all younger
Oh, yeah,
sisters
yeah,
are.
no,
Like,
I know, but
if
it's
I
just
had a
definitely, like,
dollar,
you can tell they're not in the best relationship right now.
if I had a
Yeah.
dollar for every time I wanted to punt my little sister through a wall, I'd be rich. And I'm pretty sure if my older siblings had a dollar for every time they wanted to punt me through a wall, they would also
we
be
forgot
rich.
with the intro that shows the title that we debated
Oh!
about. So the
Oh.
intro overall is so fucking cool. It like it like recreates the fun Atari style, 8-bit style that the games do for mini games and shit. And
it shows a
it's
silly yellow rabbit.
It's showing Golden Bonnie, or I guess Spring Bonnie, luring the kids and stuff to like it's their death, but like showing the events.
Yeah.
And I personally did not like that they put that.
I literally have no idea what you're talking
It
about.
was so cool.
It
made
was
sense.
no. I'm not saying I don't like the intro idea. It's awesome, but I don't get why showing that. That just seems like it seems like you're
literally,
just
where
spoiling
else
your
would they
own
show it?
movie.
Niall, literally, where else would they have shown that?
They don't need to show it. They bring it up later. There's literally a part
First
the
of
Ghost
all,
Kids later talk about
they
the
do.
yellow
Okay,
rabbit
okay.
and shit.
We
and
Second
the
of all-
drawing.
we'll literally talk about it at the end. We will talk about it at the
But
end.
no, my
Pretty
point is,
much-
though,
oh my God.
that felt almost spoilery to put that.
No, I'm literally gonna say they didn't do that because at the end they rushed through things. Like they literally didn't fit anything into the ending there, but we'll get there when we get there.
They do
But
it at the
they-
intro because that's the best place to do
Yes.
it. You can't fucking
Now,
change my mind.
I'm trying to remember. There's not a whole lot other than just him living his life being poor. And then there's the thing where he's
Being
like, it's at her
poor,
school,
L plus
right? And there's like
ratio.
this lawyer, and what was this woman?
Oh,
exactly?
dude, the lawyer was the best. That was their
Who
aunt.
was this
That was so
woman
funny.
exactly?
Their aunts.
It's their aunt. She's trying
Their
to get
aunt. That's
custody.
right. And her
of-
aunt is like so fucking
Yeah, their aunt is-
insane.
Their aunt is trying to get custody of his
Yeah,
little
and I
sister.
talk about how
but
he's
she's
not
like,
all a good fit for his sister
She's-
and stuff.
she's the worst.
Yeah, his aunt
And the
is
funniest thing is,
fucking
she always has this lawyer with her, and this lawyer looks like
just
he's
in
like
another world.
he's 2 seconds away of just like tearing all of his hair out. He looks terrible because he just sits there staring off into space while she's just like, he doesn't deserve to have this child. Blah 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 blah. Oh god, that lawyer was relatable.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so it's like they're trying to. So now there's the conflict of it. So she's trying to get custody of. What the hell is his sister's name?
Abby.
Abby. Thank you. Trying to get custody of Abby, and saying how Michael's not a good fit. Michael's just getting more and more desperate. Life's kicking his ass. He got an eviction notice when he gets home. Shit's just not going great money wise and taking care of her. And I think we can skim through a little bit because it just leads to him finally calling back after like all this shit piling up, being like, "Hey, about that night job."
Well, that's because he keeps the paperwork.
That's right.
To sign
He was
his
given paperwork
custody
to
away.
sign that would give custody
Because
of Abby.
he
never signs
obviously-
it, but he has it on him.
Obviously, he doesn't want to.
He
but
doesn't
he's like,
want
I
to,
don't have
but like,
he's like,
that's a key detail. Yeah, that he's holding on to that.
well, he's like, I don't want to give her away. I don't want to give away my rights. I don't want to make her go live with someone she hates. But like, I can't fucking have a kid in the house if I don't have a job. I'm
Exactly.
gonna get evicted
So he
soon.
finally
like,
calls back for the job, heads in for his first
finally
night.
calls
And that's when
Matthew
I think-
Willard.
I think he's had one of the dreams beforehand, but that's when the dreams are starting to get real weird. Because the first time they show the dream, it's just what happened. It's
It's
just
his little brother
he
is
saw his
playing with
brother get kidnapped. The
in the
second
woods
time,
of Nebraska. I don't know why they specify the woods of Nebraska, but it was
Yeah, I
in
don't
the
know why,
woods
but
in
the second
Nebraska
time they show it,
specifically.
It's him sleeping at the pizzeria, and it's like, oh, and like the weird detail I wasn't expecting is find out that Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is closed. It's like closed and abandoned due to the murders and stuff, which that's different from the first game, which I thought was kind of neat. But
Yeah, it's because they're copying Willy's Wonderland.
yeah, but so there's also the key detail that he takes sleeping pills a lot to help him sleep because of the trauma and shit. But he's there. He basically sleeps through the full night because there's not anything happening, and he starts dreaming of the events again, that his little brother Garrett, I think it was, getting kidnapped. But there's one weird detail in that he turns around as like this car is taking Garrett away, and there's these 5 little kids just staring at him, and then they just all run the fuck away.
And you're just like, oh, I'm sure that's not creepy or important at all. I mean, I'm just telling
And
you
then
guys right now
I'm
that
pretty
whenever
sure
you're
by
not
then he
looking,
just
there's
wakes up
5.
and it's 6 a.m.
No, Niall, whenever you're not looking, there's 5 ghost children behind you at all times. Everyone.
Exactly.
I hate children. But so that was his first night in the Five Nights at Freddy's. Pretty chill. It was just slip through all of it.
Night 1.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, didn't he get cut on the arm as well?
Not yet.
No, I mean, this
No.
first night was really, he went in, he saw that it was all abandoned.
Pretty close to what an actual first night at a job like this would be.
There was the thing where he had to go turn on the power box, and they said the power could be fucky.
Yeah, that's right. They're
Um,
telling you like the power
he
can be
watched
weird and
the-
shit. Oh, he also watches a little
He
VHS
watched the
for like
training.
new employees.
He watched the training tape. Have you guys never done a training tape?
I have done a training tape, yeah.
I have never done a training tape, but when I was doing my HAZWOPER training, which is hazardous waste emergency response training, I did it online, and they had plenty of like these fucking terribly animated videos that I had to sit through and watch. Dude, employee training videos make you want to eat a gun. Dude.
Honest to God, fucking.
But
They're
that
so
was-
dude,
bad.
they do like hacking PSAs for my job. And it's like
You wouldn't
don't
hack
send
a
your
fucking
don't
car,
send your-
would you?
Don't send your
Hacking?
work email to other people. Oh,
Who the hell is hacking your job?
I know.
Oh, I just-
I'm gonna get a free college sweater.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get a free
But
Freddy
yeah, that was
Fazbear's
his first
token.
night at Freddy Fazbear's. It was just he kind of slipped through it all, which fair enough. It's boring. Needed
I mean,
a nap.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. If I got a job to be the night guard at an abandoned, closed-down
Where
place,
no one ever goes there.
you bet your sweet bippy I'm sleeping the whole
Yeah, yeah. No,
You
I don't
bet your
all
sweet
blame him.
bippy.
But yeah, I was just surprised.
I
like,
get
wow,
a job,
That's the
I
first
get
night.
paid, and I don't have to deal with being like a freaking golem in the daytime because I don't have to work the graveyard shift actually because I just sleep normally.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Exactly.
After that,
That's the
I'm trying
dream.
to remember what goes on because it's just more him.
I think this
Living
is
life.
he goes back home, and the chick that he has babysitting his little sister, I can't remember her name.
Oh, I know what's happening. Okay, so the
Yeah.
chick who goes
Take it away,
babysitting-
take it away.
Yeah, we going in, baby, we going in. But basically, but he goes back. He goes back. He's like, oh, thanks for watching the kid, and then she's like,
I'll
there's
eventually pay
waffles
you."
on the counter. But Michael's like, oh, I'll eventually pay you too, and she's like, I don't give a fuck, it's fine. And then she heads home.
That's
in
right.
Quotation marks after that. And so what happens is he, they have a little moment. Michael's like, come eat your fucking breakfast, little sister. I don't remember the name of. And then she's like, no, fuck off. And then Michael's like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
and then they do their thing, right? And then it cuts to the babysitter going to a like a Waffle House.
She's with what I assume maybe her boyfriend, some other guy.
I think it's her brother.
Might be brother. It's some sort of like relative.
It's her brother.
Someone.
I think it's her brother.
They look related.
They look related. So
It
I think
doesn't
it's like her
matter.
brother, and it shows,
doesn't
yeah,
matter
her,
in the end.
What we assume
It's
is brother.
it's her, the lawyer, the aunt,
Yeah.
and her brother all sitting at a table. They're all eating, and they're like,
No, wait,
And
I
a
know
certain-
it was
and a
called.
certain
Dirt.
motherfuckers
No, guys,
later.
Guys, no,
wait,
guys,
hold
guys.
on.
The diner is called Sparky's, which that's a deep cut.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
I was
That's
they
such
call
a
it
deep cut that
juniors.
it's not actually even part of the games. That's how deep of a cut that.
Yeah,
No, that is a
I thought
deep
they were gonna
cut.
call it like juniors or something.
I mean, they might have, but what happens is that they're making their evil plan. The aunt's like, did you find any dirt on Michael?
That's
Yeah.
right. Oh, that's
And then-
right.
and
She's
then the
paying her to
babysitter-
find
Yeah.
evidence that he's a bad
Yeah.
parental
She-
guardian.
she-
But
uh,
she can't find anything because they're fine.
Yeah, because Michael's not a degenerate.
He's not
He's not.
abusive
Dude.
or anything. They just don't get along well.
Yeah, and so what happens is that they're eating there, and then the waiter comes over to take their order. And this part, we were jumping around our seats like
Yes.
fucking monkeys at the zoo.
Yes.
Okay, we were popping off, and so we heard the voice, and we were talking over it because we were talking in the movie, and I was like, wait, shh, guys, wait, and then the camera pointed up to the waiter's face, and it's fucking Matthew
It's Matt
Patrick.
Pat. Oh,
It's Game
Matt
Theory himself.
Game
he's
theory,
Game theory.
film theory, food theory,
What does he say? I
fashion
never heard it.
theory.
Fashion theory.
Well, he's
Yeah,
talking about
yeah, go
breakfast. I can't remember. I'm not gonna
Oh,
get it
I
like
know,
one
yeah.
to one, but he's like, "Oh, what do you guys? You gotta order." He's like, "You guys gotta order a breakfast or something," and they're like, "Why would I order a breakfast? It's almost lunch." He's
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
well, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but that's just a theory.
Oh, that's right. That's just a theory. I love it.
But that's just a
Dude,
theory.
I gotta say that was
then
a
he does a little
smart.
smile,
That was a
too.
smart casting choice for Matt Pat.
Nah, dude.
Oh, dude,
That
That
was
is
good. I'm
this
glad
movie-
they didn't give him like. And this is no shame on Matt Pat, but I'm glad they didn't give him like a super important role because they made sure people who know, and if you don't know it, it's totally fine.
Yeah, it's not like a big thing either for the
Exactly.
plot. 'Cause
It's just a
they just
waiter
look at him
if, you're
weird.
not, if you don't know him, which is really well done.
Yeah, it's like a little goofy scene to show like how the aunt's also a total bitch.
Yeah, like they did a great job at just like this quirky waiter.
Yeah,
just trying
no,
to make
because
conversation.
Part of the thing is that they're sitting in a booth and the lawyer is on the inside of the booth, and when she's like talking about
Killing Michael.
like
Well, no, yeah, no,
well,
like
she
the brothers
mentions-
brings up, why don't
there's
we
a lot
just
of
kill him? And
things.
she goes, I wish. And
Yeah,
he
no,
goes like,
'cause
I
what
shouldn't
happens
be
is-
here.
because since they're talking about, you know, basically she's hired someone to find dirt on him. He's like, I shouldn't be listening to this. And then after they talk for that a little bit, they decide that what they're gonna do is they're gonna break in to the place because he's the security guard. If they break in, they fire him, and then he doesn't have a job and he has to give up custody. Whoa!
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
And he's just like, I shouldn't be listening to this dude. That
Yeah, no,
I
'cause
think,
he starts freaking the
unfortunately,
fuck
I think
out.
this is.
I love
I
the
think
lawyer.
this is the last time you actually see
Yeah,
him.
it is the
in
last
the
Yes, it
time.
movie,
is.
But
He's out for the rest of the movie, but basically they're like okay, we're gonna break into there, and then the aunt's like, all right, or no, they're like, I'll do the job for $2,000, and the aunt's like, fuck you, $1,000, get in
fuck
and
it
out
up.
quick.
But yeah,
And they're
because
like,
their
okay,
plan is
cool.
to go. The plan is to go in, wreck the whole fucking place, so that it looks like Michael was doing bad at the job and he gets fired. Is the plan?
Yes,
It's a
exactly.
weird plan to me, but I get the idea behind it.
Well,
but,
it makes sense.
But then
'cause it pans
so now
out
it's the
exactly how they
sec-
wanted
So now
later
it's
in the
his
movie.
second night, and
Yes, it is
this
night
is
2.
where a certain character shows up. A certain police officer comes by. I think it's after he's dreaming. This is where he gets cut. He's dreaming, and and it's the same as the second time where the kids show up and they start running. And Michael decides, fuck it, starts running towards one of the kids, and this kid happens to have a pirate hook.
And it hooks him in the arm, and
Yeah,
it
and the
cuts
kid
him in
ends
real
up.
life.
He like trips or something. Something happens, and I think it involves the hook cutting his arm in the dream. And
well, yeah,
also-
because the times that he's noticed the kids, he chases after one of them. And the first night, he didn't catch the kid, but the second night, he chases after the redheaded kid with the pirate hook.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
catches up to him. He fucking gets him.
That's
with
right.
the
He gets him
pirate
with the
in
hook,
his arm.
and then
Yeah.
obviously he wakes up from it because suddenly this cop is at the place, and we learn that this blonde cop lady is named Vanessa. Interesting.
I mean,
what are
I'm
you
just gonna
doing
go on
past
a...
your
And
bedtime,
and also
Freddy?
she points out
Vanessa.
that his arm is bleeding, which looks like the dream
Vanessa.
affected him a bit.
Vanessa, I was just hitting the gritty in the basement. No need to look elsewhere.
Vanessa, life goes oiny, oiny, oiny.
So she comes in, but she notices his arm in real life is bleeding in the same spot where Foxy Kid hit him.
Oh
And
my god, I like how Niall is focusing so
I'm
hard.
trying
I know.
to keep this
Hell.
fucking going.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I need to say something real quick. Nael,
You
why
don't
are you
need to
talking
speed
over
run,
us so
bro.
much?
Because I'm trying
Yeah.
to keep
The
this
speed
going.
run, bro.
We don't need to keep going. We're
I've already
38
wasted
minutes
so much more
in.
time bitching about Steel Wool.
Yeah,
Niall,
dude.
what? Dude, does someone have a gun to your head
No.
behind
Yeah,
the
like,
game?
what
You're like,
is
if we
happening?
don't
I
finish
wanna
this
talk about
review
the
in
movie.
1
This is
hour
my
exactly.
This is
Literally
my
for,
time
like-
to shine.
Literally right now too. I literally cannot get a word in. Like,
Oh my
dude,
god.
what the fuck?
I'm like Devin from VHS.
What do you mean? I didn't do that.
No, Niall,
like
you
this
are
time
just
I'm
like
cut you
right,
off.
though, unlike Devin, who was right to cut us off.
you are just motoring through this movie as fast as possible, bro. We
I
can take
thought
a
I'm
chill
on a pretty
pill.
slow pace. I feel for
You're
this film.
literally talking over what we're saying too, and you're like motoring through at the speed of light. We're already like a quarter through the movie.
Niall, I know you didn't like this movie that much, but I can't believe you hated it that much. You just want to. Oh,
No, I'm
Jesus.
just having fun
Yeah.
talking about. I'm sorry. Once I get into it, it's hard to shut me up.
Now you just gotta take a breath every once in a while, so Devin and I can go. Life goes oiny, oiny.
See, you make me want to keep cutting you off with that.
Oh come on, that is
we need to
that
That's
is
pretty fucking funny.
that is so far from the worst thing I've ever said that you don't get to say that.
I've had to bleep you, man.
Vanessa, I was just hitting the ani nani nan in the basement.
But
Vanessa, you're a stupid.
you're a yeah. So she comes in, helps tidy up his random cut that somehow hit him in real life, and
I like how he doesn't question
Ghost
that. By
powers.
the way,
Yeah,
he's just
he
like,
never
"Oh
asked.
shit, I
And-
have a cut."
or I think I skipped to something, didn't I?
Yes, you did. You skipped to something.
Because I skipped when he wakes up and the fucking TV screens and lights and shit.
Well,
start
you missed
spazzing
something
out.
throughout the dream as well. Foxy's walking towards the office.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right. So,
Foxy's
the actual
walking towards the
animatronic
office, and
Foxy's
you see
moving
him.
around, which is concerning.
see him-
Foxy's there in the doorway when he wakes
Which
up.
hey, they got that part right from
disappears.
the games. That the second night Foxy's active.
Yeah, dude, I just remember this because when he wakes up and he goes to look at like the camera outside to show that there's a police officer at the door, and there's literally like a single frame where you see Foxy standing in the hall.
That's
He's,
right.
like,
That, you see,
one-
like I think it's like a shadow or something.
And that literally answers your question of how he got scratched in real life.
Yeah. Well, no, but we don't entirely know yet. It's
Well,
just
it's,
kind of
it's implied because the kid's
It's
spirit.
implied, but it's still
in-
just
in
like a little
Foxy
weird. Like,
still
wait a
gets him.
fucking minute. I'm trying to remember. Is it this night or the next night where like the whole room starts spazzing the fuck out?
No, that was there.
It was there. He wakes up to like the room spazzing out with like the power is going crazy, like the lights are turning on, music's playing, like blasting, the camera screens, like the little TV screens, like when the games have, are like glitching the hell out. Fun little
Yep, and they're
detail. If you look at
also-
a certain mirror behind him, it says "It's me"
Yes.
on it, which that was a cool little reference.
That was
It's
so
me.
nice. Yeah.
But yeah, he fixes that issue with the breaker. Then that's when Vanessa shows up.
Yep.
She comes in.
I'm
helps
telling
him out.
you- I'm telling you guys right now that if a cop is knocking on my door, they can wait to come back in the morning. I'm not waking up. For them. I pay their salary. They can come here at a reasonable time.
Well, you know what's something interesting? I'll talk about it later, but basically, Vanessa rolls up because she knows stuff about this place, and so she's checking up on the new security guard because the last one
Vanessa.
went missing. Bum, bum,
She's the one that shows him the animatronics.
Yeah,
by
no,
the
because
way.
that's when she
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like brings
it.
him into the main area, gets the
She's kind of
animatronics
just
on
like
and stuff, and
Wikipedia,
shows
isn't
him
it?
off for the
Them.
first time. And,
She hits the Showtime button.
yeah, that's right.
She
And so we
does,
get to
yeah.
actually see, and it's so cool. They're actual fucking
I-
ones.
They're actually
I
Chuck E.
am-
Cheese boys.
I am such a whore for practical effects.
I know, and
bro.
it's so amazing. They're
Dude.
legit.
Like-
I love it.
Like, I understand that there's some things that you can like only do with CGI or whatever, but dude, I see it. I love practical effects
Oh,
so
and they
much.
look so,
They're
like-
so
Dude, and the animatronics, they did so well with like the fur and stuff. They look so grimy.
They're so fuzzy and
They're fuzzy.
like,
you can
know-
see like there's crap on them over the years. It's gross. I
The
love
machinery
it.
the fact
is
that
also
they're-
incredibly detailed as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that they are actually there in the camera, it does so much.
Oh, absolutely.
It does so much, dude. God, dude, you're almost gonna get me into a rant about the next time I see CGI blood in a horror movie. I'm sending a bomb to the filmmaker's house.
No, don't joke like that.
Who's joking?
Uh-oh.
Okay, but at that point,
Cut that out. Wait.
At that point, it's just he meets Vanessa. She shows off the stuff, and then by then the night's pretty much over, and it's,
Yeah, they have like a little bonding moment.
that's right. They're
talking
starting
about
to
stuff.
they're starting to meet each other and get to know each other. And,
Yeah, it's a meet cute in front of the killer robots.
yeah.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And then at this point, as he's like heading out and stuff from like heading
Well, hold
home,
on, you forget. So Vanessa waits with him for the rest of the shift, and then morning comes. Vanessa leaves 1st, and then he locks the place up.
yeah, no, so he
and
gets out, locks
gets
out, and
of
it's like
there.
it's starting to like morning at this point since
It's
you know,
literally
6.
fucking bright light
Well,
daytime.
You know what I mean though? It's like 6-7 a.m.
Yeah.
My guess
mean,
is it's
depending
probably
on
like
the
6
time of
if we're going like by
year.
real life logic, it's gotta be like 6:15 by the time he's out. But
yeah.
Nah, dude. If you've ever worked a job where you're the closing shift or whatever, you close up early so you can leave right on
oh,
time.
that's true.
Like I used to,
Yeah, that's very
I
true.
used to be a lifeguard, and whenever no one was in the pool,
Yeah, you can just kind of close
like
early.
for like 15 minutes before I was supposed to tell people to get out of the pool, because technically it was like 8:30 that I was supposed to be like, all right, it's closing time. But if no one was in the pool at like 8:20, I would just lock the fucking door and be like, I'm leaving on time. Fuck you guys.
Oh yeah, shit.
But so then, as he's heading out, a certain car comes up, and it's the brother and babysitter and a couple other and like 2 other guys.
And 2 other guys, yeah. There's like a guy, like a big guy with a beard, and then a guy that I'm thinking back on it. He kind of looks like you, Niall. I'm not gonna
no,
lie.
I don't want to be the one that
God.
dies to the cupcake.
He looks like Niall, like fused with a drowned rat. That's what he looks like.
Shut the fuck up.
God
But
damn.
so they come in, they break in, they manage to break in, and they got like bats and like shit, and they start smashing up the fucking place. Like
Yeah,
they,
it's
Well,
getting
yeah, because
fucked.
they're just like, if we fuck up the place, we could get
yeah, so
Michael
like they
fired.
start destroying things, and I think they even show
I like
a
the
shot
guy-
of one of the animatronics kind of looks like
All of the animatronics are like start doing
They're getting
spookily shit. But
pissed.
No, I mean,
one of my
like,
favorite
but when
things
it's just
is
them,
one of the
like, there
guys.
starting to smash shit. Like I think like Chica makes an angry face.
Well, they
Dude,
all do.
my-
Bonnie is high as balls as well.
They all are
Dude.
high as balls. Have you seen those eyes?
Dude, oh
Well,
my
the
god,
thing-
you know what's fucking... we almost forgot. While they're
What?
doing the showtime, Bonnie's guitar electrocutes himself, and he just fucking ragdolls backwards, and the curtains close. Like earlier in the movie.
I don't. He doesn't fall all the way over quite yet. But Bonnie, I don't know
He
what the
ragdolls like
design
multiple times in
purpose.
this movie.
I don't know what the design purpose of this is, but Bonnie's guitar apparently
That's
just has like
right.
high voltage
That's
running
right.
through
Whenever
the
it,
guitar
like whenever the strings
strings.
get hit, they spark like fucking crazy.
Call that ACDC. Oh yeah, but like one of my other favorite shots from when they're ransacking Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria is when the one guy, I think it's the brother, I don't know exactly what he does, but he walks up to an arcade machine and he just hits it, and then it just pisses tokens or coins out.
Yeah,
And-
I know exactly.
Uh-huh.
As a lad who once spent many a quarter in an arcade, I don't think if you just like punch an arcade machine in the balls, it just like spills all the money out. That's not how that works, bro.
Yeah,
Hit it in the
yeah.
fucking,
Dude,
Arcussy.
This is gonna be a little bit of a tangent, but I used to be so good at the Mortal Kombat arcade machine, like the OG one. I can't do it anymore. I've lost the sauce. But back in the day, I was a monster.
Mhm.
Who'd you main?
Scorpion, I ain't no bitch.
I ain't no
Honestly, the based. I main Sub-Zero.
Oh, Devin, that means that next time I see you in real life, we have to kill each other.
Oh shit! All right,
I
well,
was. That reminds me of the arcade games and stuff. I was so sad they didn't use ones from the games.
I know, but we
Yeah,
talked about it when we
would've
were
been
watching
so-
it.
Yeah, yeah,
It was-
yeah.
We talked
It's
about this,
cheaper
but
to
it
do
would
it
have been
without.
so
In-
cool seeing like Midnight Motorist or something
Yeah,
there.
there was one that I thought might have been it, but you don't get a good
Yeah.
focus on it, so it's really hard to tell. But like, yeah, if you don't know, it's the 6th one,
Yes,
right?
FNAF 6.
Yes.
In Pizzeria Simulator, when you're like doing like a pizzeria tycoon type thing, you can buy arcade games and put them in your arcade, and then you can play the arcade games. And they're like not all of them, but like a lot of them are just like have like sneaky lore because that's just how
Fucking
FNAF
Midnight
works.
Murderous with Orange guy.
They want to fuck with Matt Pat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
go watch Matt Pat and then come back. But like, and we were like the whole time, every time we were in the arcade, we were just like eagle eyes. But I think we discussed this when we were watching it, but we're pretty sure the reason that there wasn't an Easter egg like that is just because there's probably just like stock arcade like prop machines that they just use.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There's
like
ones that like are
they
on...
borrowed from like Warner Brothers.
Yeah, like,
Brothers,
like
Whatever-
something that everyone is available to use.
I'm sure because I know for a fact that there's like prop depots where you like sign out or like rent props, and I'm 100% sure that they, as good as this movie ultimately looks, I don't think it had the budget to like custom make a real life
like
arcade.
that's a
No,
lot.
they
That's
made
a lot of work to
especially-
make it look right.
They clearly spent all their money on the animatronics, which was the right choice. But,
and the
you know,
pizzeria
that's-
as well, because the
That's how
pizzeria
it'd
looks
be.
almost identical to the one in the games, even better in a lot of instances. But,
Dude, I remember there's a poster because they have the security setup
Yeah.
that you're looking at set up like super perfect, and it tripped us up the whole time. There's the party time poster that you see, but it's literally the one from the game, so it looks like a green screened in asset.
Yeah,
the whole
that's
time.
right.
It
It
really
looks like
does,
they
yeah.
just slapped it on there. It looks so odd.
Like I know it's real, and I think it looks odd because since it's the game one, it's their renders
Yeah, it's like
and
Scott
not the real
Cawthon's
ones.
render he did for the first game, so it's like
Yeah, it's literally
It really looks
FNAF
green
party
screened.
poster dot JPEG that they just like printed out.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it just looks weird.
Yeah.
which I also
All right,
like,
let's get to the cool shit.
Yeah, but there,
Let's get to
I
the
also
cool
like that
shit.
They did all the kids
Yeah.
drawings and stuff, and then
No, yeah,
That's true,
too.
but let's
first,
get to the cool
first
shit.
cool shit we see is there's one guy in the kitchen. Just
Yeah, it's the
kind
one
of-
that looks like Niall Drowned Rat Edition.
I'm in the kitchen.
Niall's in the kitchen.
Rat
where he
Man is-
belongs.
Rat
This
Man
gang.
is
I'm
in
the guy with the
kitchen,
beard.
and he starts hearing something in the fridge, right? And at this point,
Mm-hmm.
they've shown like the cupcake is on the fucking loose of all things. But like, of
The
course, the
cupcake's
goddamn cupcake. But like he sees the,
The
fridge,
cupcake
FNAF
gets the most
4
damage out of
cupcake.
all of them in this movie, doesn't
and
it?
like he sees the fridge
Huh,
and stuff.
what? Not even close.
Not even close,
Devin.
Devin. But he sees
yeah,
like
actually,
the
no, you're
fridge
right.
freaking the fuck out. So he kind of slowly goes up, he opens it, and sees Chica's cupcake. And he's like, huh, okay. And I think even Chica's fucking behind him at this. No, not yet.
Well, he doesn't see Chica yet. Well, because
he doesn't see her, but she's on the way.
The fridge makes noise. He opens the fridge up. He sees the stupid animatronic cupcake. There's a noise behind him. He looks away, and
And then he looks back and
the
it's
cupcake is
gone.
gone.
And then
It
that's
teleported.
when he turns around and Chica is there with the cupcake. And
On
the
her little
cupcake
plate.
does the fucking FNAF 4 cupcake jump scare.
Yeah, it has a big monster mouth that it
Yeah,
eats
and it
his
goes
face.
up to his face and starts eating at his face. And by then, the bearded guy goes
Yeah, the
up to,
bearded
like,
guy
he
sees
goes up
this
next to the room,
happening because he hears
and
him
Chica,
scream.
like, just looks at him while this cupcake's chewing the dude's face.
And then he just starts screaming like a little girl
Yeah,
and
so-
just fucking
like,
sprinting.
I mean, to
and
be
runs
fair,
away.
he was literally getting his face eaten alive by like the fucking cupcake. It was
I
munching.
want to say, is it still Chica that kills him or Bonnie starts going after
Bonnie.
him?
It's Bonnie.
No, Bonnie gets in.
That's right.
Bonnie's
because
already in
he,
the closet.
He runs
'Cause
away
he's
from
running.
while Chica and the cupcake are killing me.
he's just running. He's just running and screaming. He's trying to get out. So he
Well, you
ends
forget
up.
the brother's watching the cameras and sees him.
Oh yeah,
running
the
to
brother is
pizzeria.
watching the cameras, and it's not super important how it because he ends up in like the service sort of area.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to run towards the exit,
You-
but he ends up running into
Bonnie.
the closet, like the janitor closet, and slamming the door behind him. But unfortunately, the closet is
Yeah,
filled
and that's
with
when the
Bonnie.
brother is seeing
There's
this go
a
down,
there's a
'cause
gay
he's-
rabbit in this closet already.
Yeah, because the brother is on the other side of the door and he's hearing like banging and screaming, and then he just sees like the door finally open when it stops, and
Well, you
Bonnie
forget, there's
just
a
comes
bloody
up like,
handprint
"Hey,
and
buddy,"
Hey, buddy.
and I forget how
Bonnie
the
walks out.
brother
He's
dies.
like, "Hello."
I also forget. I want to say it was Foxy.
It was
but I can't
Foxy.
say for
So
sure. It was no.
was-
Niall. It was Foxy because this is where they used the real jump scare sound from the game.
They also
Yeah.
use the dum 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 dum.
Well, they use it.
They did that at the
Dude,
beginning,
I
but-
love
Dum, dum,
that
dum,
they
dum,
did the
dum,
dum 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 that Foxy does. That made me so
Do you
happy.
This is a little fun fact for the listeners. The the jump scare sound from the first FNAF game is actually from an obscure, shitty horror movie from like the 80s called Inseminoid. That shit's on the Wheel of Doom, so keep your eye out for that one.
Don't worry, we will put that in the podcast eventually.
But
When it gets Wheel of Doom.
so yeah, so he gets Foxied, which they still don't do the run, which makes me sad. But
It makes sense for Fox. I think because for Foxy, since they built them right, Foxy has like the little skinny tiny robot.
If they were going to
feet,
do
so they
anything
couldn't
CG, I
actually
wish it was
show
the
his
run.
feet.
Well, they
I mean,
did do it
he
CG.
does the. No, they clearly have like at least the top half of the animatronic like on a track or something, and then
Yeah.
like
but he
goes
doesn't
towards
do
the
the
camera.
full thing. It makes me sad.
You don't get to see him run.
Yeah, we never
never
see him fully run, which was a little.
You never see
disappointing.
Foxy from the waist
And
from
at
the
this
waist
point,
down
we cut
running.
to the sister who's been the babysitter all this time. She starts getting led by this kid, who we learn later is the kid that is haunting Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of leading her into this creepy back room, and she sees the fucking dog that was the very first fake animatronic from FNAF. When people were saying like, "There's a dog in the corner of the parts and service camera." It's
Oh,
actually
yeah,
like
no, that was so cool.
It's actually like an unused dog animatronic suit there, which was so cool.
That's the second Sparky reference, by the way.
Yeah, which was
Because
I love
for those
that.
of you who don't know, Sparky was back when the first FNAF game came out. There was a bunch of like fake. There's a lot of fake hoax shit, right? And one of the most famous ones
The
was that there was a
very first.
secret. There was a secret like sixth animatronic that was a dog named Sparky, and that was like the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they put that in the movie twice, that shit blows my mind.
He's in every scene that takes place in that room.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
which
but
is
no,
so fun.
they built the animatronic thing, but remember the diner that Matt Pat works at is Sparky's.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Like they are getting
That
the
was
deep
not
cuts.
coincidence. Yeah.
The deep cuts.
The deep guts.
But so then she's being led to the Freddy animatronic, and she's
Are you
she's
ready
like,
for
I
Freddy?
think something's inside. So she's kind of like looking inside the mouth.
Well, no, Niall, because the whole thing is that she's chasing the kid down the hallway, and then she gets into the service room, and then he's like, warmer, colder, or he's like saying like
That's right, he's
Marco
kinda, like, doing,
Polo
like, a
or
black
something
kind
He,
of
like
says,
that.
he says
and it's
warmer
been
as she gets closer.
yeah, and it's coming from obvious. I mean, we the
all
audience
know.
know it's coming
Yeah.
from inside Freddy, so it's like all muffled and shit. So she's going up, dude. I don't know. I would never do this.
Yeah,
I would
don't.
She
never
walks.
get on a
she,
step
she-
stool.
When
Yeah.
she eventually gets closer to Freddy, she gets a chair and puts it down so she can stand up and look inside the mouth. And like, dude, they made these animatronics like 1-to-1 real life.
Yeah, they're
replicas, and that shit
huge.
They're
rocks.
so real. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's looking into the mouth because a mysterious child is inside. Dude, I would never.
Nope.
Never.
Ain't catching me doing that.
I mean, yeah.
But she's like
But
looking into
as
the mouth
she's
and
as she's
stuff.
looking, a kid's
All what you
arm
do
comes
is
out
this.
and grabs her and pulls her in, and we mostly
See
see
the
some
shadow.
shadow,
Boo.
and just for the
Well-
briefest second, you get to see Freddy bite her in fucking half.
Yeah.
Yeah, like full on. I can.
They-
we see
Your,
half
they
a
see your
bitch.
lower half fall on the ground too.
Yeah, they use 100% of their PG-13 points for a bifurcation.
And I'm so mad that's where they used it.
I don't know, Niall. I think getting a bitch cut in half on my PG-13 movie and
No,
being
it's-
able to see the half of the body hit the ground, I think that's
That's pretty worth it.
I think I'm satisfied. Like, Niall, I get what you're saying, that like you wish that the timing was better or was used on another character or something like that, but at the same time, like they were like, we get one.
We get one good one.
We get one, and let's just go balls to the fucking
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah,
with
and I
it.
Because
like
the one
that.
that you think they should have done it on, I understand why you thought it, but
Yeah, I'll say
it would
later
have
when
been
we get
too
to it.
Do
graphic for the rating.
you guys,
I think.
I guess,
do you guys
but-
want to know something
Yeah,
that I just
understand.
remembered?
I was just like, I think
What?
it would have helped for a story's perspective.
Yeah, but do you guys want to hear something funny?
Yes.
What?
Someone gets split in half in Willy's Wonderland also.
Are you
Oh,
shitting
fucking
me?
course.
No, dude. FNAF movie copied
Bro.
Willy's Wonderland.
FNAF is a Willy's Wonderland ripoff.
That's so funny, actually.
I didn't even realize that there would be more than like the basic parallels.
I mean, why did they go so hard into that?
I want to say it was a coincidence, but obviously I don't know for sure.
Well, one
It
of those
has
movies
to
came
have
out
been.
first, and the other movie took 10 years to make, so I don't know.
Well, Willy's Wonderland came out because the FNAF movie was taking so. There are multiple killer animatronic movies out there, specifically because the FNAF movie took so long to get released. There's a fun fact for you. Willy's Wonderland and the Banana Splits movie, and then probably like 87 more.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
I got my bifurcation, so I'm satisfied.
but yeah, I think at that point we just kind of see Vanessa comes by to Michael's place.
Vanessa comes to Mike's place because she's like,
because she's like, they got broken
into.
into, and he's like, and she's kind of pissed off at him, and he brings up.
Well, she
the
holds up his sleeping
pills.
meds. Yeah.
Yeah, she has the
she
sleeping
slows up
pills,
his
and he's
sleeping
like-
meds.
She's like, it's like you can't be like doing drugs on the job, man.
And
You're
then he
too
explains
jacked
why
up
he
to.
does it.
Well, no, he goes. She's like, you can't be too jacked up to lock a door, and I think that's bullshit because he did lock the door. They broke in.
She literally saw him lock the door before they left too. By the way,
They broke in. There's not a day security guard, and that's the owner's fault, bro. Like,
Yeah.
What do you, I'll tell you guys right now that when I get off shift, like if I like get off shift and I'm like home or whatever, and they're like, "Oh shit, Seth, there's a problem." I'm like, "Damn, you better find someone to solve that." Shit. Oh, the property flooded a second time. Man, that sounds like not my job until 8 a.m.
yeah. Sorry,
Bye.
I'm not on the clock until.
Bye,
then.
bitch.
Bye.
I mean,
But I think at
do
that
get
point they
paid
kind of go
mucho
out to like
extra
a
over
random
that.
park-looking area. He explains
Yeah,
the
and
dreams.
That's probably
then they,
just-
then they, then
it's
they
probably just
trauma
outside
dump-
his house,
trauma dump
right?
in
They trauma
general,
dump.
you
He
know?
talks about the dreams and
They
stuff.
trauma dump in general.
Talk about how like he feels more
Yeah,
of a
he-
connection to his brother when he's at
Well,
Freddy's.
I think this is actually when we get like an explanation of the dream theory where he's like he says like, oh, you don't forget details, so if you like dream you can maybe like catch some things that you didn't notice and get answers, because like before we see that he has the dream theory book, they mention a few things about it, and we see the dream. I think we've seen it 2 or 3 times by this point.
Yeah.
because he
Super
keeps dreaming
important.
about the kids at the
And
Yeah,
pizzeria.
so but this is when we get an explanation of he's like trying to remember some super important detail from the day his brother went missing, so he can figure shit out.
Which also, you know, it would have been a nice payoff that they didn't do. This is kind of jumping in the future. It would have been interesting if they revealed who it was and then he showed up
in the dream.
instead of doing no in the pizzeria at the end.
Wait, what?
It would have been. What I mean is, okay, so this is jumping way ahead, but basically William Afton is in this movie.
Yeah.
And I think what would have been interesting is that if the payoff of the dream was that they show him who it was, and they show that it was William Afton, it would have been cool for him to realize that was his, a character in the movie.
So reveal it's
then-
William, and then he's
Yeah.
Okay. I was
And then
confused. I was
he
like, what do you
appears
mean
at
they
the
do
end.
reveal it?
Yeah,
Because,
I mean,
you know what I mean.
they're like one like second longer in the dream sequence away from doing that by the end, but
they
you know,
didn't. Yeah.
They didn't.
You agree, right? Like, it would have been better for build up
Yeah.
and all that.
But
But anyways,
so
what happens at this
moving
point?
on into the movie.
think-
Well, this point is when obviously after talking to Vanessa decides not to like write him up or like expose.
yeah.
Okay, I don't know how this works in real life, but if someone breaks into a property that you're a security guard on, but like it's after your shift ends, I don't.
That's
don't
the
think you
one
can
thing
get
I
in
was
trouble
curious
for
about. Their
that.
plan was like, they're doing it after
Well-
he's gone. So
Niall, if they can just make him look bad enough to lose his
Yeah,
job, which
guess.
like technically it wouldn't
But
be
still,
his fault,
him
but
saying
you know
that
how
was like
employers
15
are.
minutes after I left is a pretty fair alibi.
Yeah. So, but like this is the point when obviously the babysitter he normally gets isn't.
Yeah, she's not answering the phone because
phone
she's fucking
because-
dead.
Yeah. Half of her is currently in Freddy Fazbear, so she's not answering her phone. So he has to take. So he has to take.
Sorry.
Yeah, so he has to take his little sister to work.
That's right. He has to take her, and she's been like wanting to go with him for a while, and he doesn't understand
Yeah,
why.
she really
yet.
wants to go.
She's like really excited to go, so he finally has to take her.
I mean,
this is an important detail, but also Vanessa gives him a security badge like way earlier.
That's right.
On when
He
first
tries
met.
showing it off to her,
it's just
and
like-
she does not give a fuck.
Yeah, it's just like
and he tries giving it to his sister too.
Oh, you know
His
what?
sister
I
does
remember
not give
because
two fucks.
he tries showing it to her, show how like, hey, isn't it cool? She doesn't give a fuck. He puts it in this drawer. She happens to go check the drawer, and it's the drawer with the papers that the aunt wants him to sign.
Oh, yeah, he still has the legal documents that say, like, child custody handover.
Exactly.
And she's like, I hate her.
Yeah.
Why would you keep that?
I hate you, dumbass. And
But yeah,
she
so
runs
he has to
away.
bring her to work this time, and he's like, all right, you're staying in the office. You're just going to sleep, okay? And she, obviously she doesn't. And this is where the dreams get weird, because they start being, because he's trying to, like, beg these kids in the dream, like, what happened to my brother? I need to know. I'll give anything. And they're like,
This
What-
is
what did we
this is
get?
the first dream. Yeah, this is the first dream where they respond to him, because normally what happens is he notices that there's the kid standing behind
just
him, and
run.
he turns around, and then they just fucking run.
yeah, they're actually
So this time they're
responding.
like, "What's in it for
talking,
us?"
And like he's all like saying like, what happens? Like, what do we get if we tell you? And he's like, I'll give anything. It's like,
I'll give you anything. It's like, whoa, poor choice of words there, Chief.
And then Wishmaster pops out and says,
He ain't even about that.
What would you wish for exactly?
Yeah. But I'm trying to remember, because she ends up going out. She leaves it. Her like little.
Well,
fort
she
made.
I think she ends up just having to go to the bathroom, and then she ends up finding the animatronics, and she starts goofing off with them.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's right. Because
well, no, he doesn't use the bathroom. He falls
no,
asleep.
he fell asleep.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
left the room.
She goes to use the bathroom.
I thought she went because of
no, the
no. She
voices
went because
called
one of the
her.
kids was talking to her.
Yeah.
Something like
The
that.
one of the kids was saying like, "Hey, you want to come play?" And
Yep, and then they do that.
is that what happens at this point? It is. You're right. Because she goes, he realizes she's gone. He goes in and she hears like her screaming and shit. And he sees all the animatronics like staring, looking down, like, uh oh, she's about to die.
Yeah, they're all
And,
off
like,
the
fucking
stage,
Freddy
and you hear her
just goes full like
and you hear her
Giga
screaming.
Chad mode, like motherfucker, like walking up to like poor Michael who like grabs a chair in self-defense, like as he like Freddy's coming up to kill him. Until Abby's like, no, he's my brother, we're fine, and we learn that they were tickling her and playing with her.
Which, by the
Like
way, this scene,
kids.
I absolutely love how they treat them at this part. It's so fucking goofy.
That's the next one where they're goofy, I think.
Well, they're goofy at this part,
They're
too.
goofy too here, yeah, because like
Yeah.
at this point it's just him being like, "What the fuck? Why? What?" And
Like,
then
yeah,
by then
he
it's
has
like
a reasonable
by then it's
reaction.
like 6 a.m. So she has to leave.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like that was the funniest thing is that like all the animatronics are surrounding her, and she's like screaming, and she's like, "Oh yeah, they were tickling me," and it's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, oh, God.
Maybe she's just a weird child, but if I was that age
mean,
and like
she's
a
literally
bunch
talking
of
to the
giant
ghosts.
robots rolled up to me, and I don't know, man, I would not accept such a situation.
She's going all 6 cents in this bitch, so, I mean, obviously she's not like a normal kid.
Mm-hmm. So she's like,
So-
and I think it's when he gets home. I don't remember if she's at school or something. I think she is. He's home right now. He happens to
Yeah.
look at her room and seeing all these drawings she's been making, and he realizes the kids she's drawing, her imaginary friends, are the same kids that have been in the dreams. And he's like, wait what the fuck?
Yo,
So-
holy shit!
He learns that she can communicate with him.
Yeah, so he wants to bring her back now. And I think it's just regular day stuff, and then they go in for the next night.
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of. So they talk about the whole thing, and then...
Oh, he
the
actually,
night
I think
comes-
he talks to her a little bit about it,
Yeah, yeah.
asking like, so you're able to see these kids, right?
Yes.
And he's
yeah,
like, kind of like,
They do the whole talk.
I kind of like that he's honest about that. He wants to know what happened to his brother, but and she's like, they don't talk about that. They just talked about this yellow rabbit.
I'm gonna be honest. I think they mentioned that she didn't know that she would have had a second older brother. Her parents never talked about it. It's kind of like an unimportant detail at some point in the movie where Michael is talking to Vanessa and he's like, "Yeah, after my little brother went missing, my parents went bonkers and they died a few years ago."
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Not important detail, probably for the sequel, something like that.
Maybe, but at that's
It
when I
wasn't
think around the
important
next
enough.
night, and Vanessa's here on this night, And
Yeah, she drops by.
she drops by, says hi to Abby. They're all hanging out, and he realizes Vanessa knows that these animatronics are conscious in some way, because like Abby starts playing with them and stuff, and saying like, "Hey, like seeing friends and shit," and he's like, "What the fuck? Why do you know?" And he's trying to be a lot more strict about it. I get why. Because he's like trying to tell everybody, "Hey, we need to make ground rules."
Oh, dude, this
these
scene's
things are
so fucking weird.
These things are scary, and Vanessa's just like, "Ooh, let's make the pillow fort Abby wants to make." And we get like a goddamn like montage of the animatronics helping them make this like ultimate pillow fort with the chairs and tables. Like what?
Yeah, this is also the part of the movie where Michael's like, "Oh, so you knew that there was killer haunted robots here the whole time? You just decided that was a fucking important detail to share with me?"
Yeah, and she's like, "Nope."
Yeah.
And then she also implies that they're dead children as well.
Mm-hmm. She starts implying.
Well, yeah, because this is the scene. Well, this is the scene that the trailer had.
The trailer scene where he's like, "I guess it's the haunted animatronics.
Killer robots haunted by dead kids."
Yeah. Well, so we get this fucking thing. There's even a fucking shot where they're all like in a circle laid on the floor. God, I hate it. I hate it so much. But
nah, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Well, because
it really makes you not scared of them anymore.
Well, the thing, Niall, that they never ever really do in the games is that these are the spirits of children in the animatronics, right? So like, why wouldn't they keep acting like kids?
No, I
to at least a certain extent.
But part of me is like, it took away all the intimidation factor for a bit.
No, he's spitting here. All the scariness of this movie is gone.
Yeah,
there's
but
nothing left.
The whole
for
thing that the scary part is these scary Chuck E. Cheese animatronics. They're not scary. They're likable. They shouldn't be likable.
They're very likable.
Bonnie
just fucking ragdolls like multiple times.
Oh, he does. And there's a thumbs up. And it's like, I get why. And it's a kind of...
Is this a glimpse?
Is a clever idea. But I wish they just went full creepy with them.
Well, they do later on.
They do later, but
is this a glimpse into the mind of someone who actually gets afraid of horror movies? I literally have never had such an issue.
I was not scared at all.
Oh my god, this character that I'm not afraid of in the first place has been made less scary.
I'm just saying, though, they could have...
This has no effect on me.
There was also one thing I noticed that I wish they kind of leaned in more. I wish the animatronics talked a little bit.
I kind of don't.
Wish we got to see like when they're doing the shows, like seeing them like with the recorded lines and stuff. Because imagine how creepy it would be seeing Foxy go like, "Yo, you want to learn to be a real pirate?"
I would enjoy if there was like if they had like pre-recorded lines. Like, this is kind of here's a little fun fact. I've never actually read any of the Fnaf books.
Me neither. Thank God.
Why would I?
I read the first one.
I do enjoy a good book, but notice good book. But but one of the things in the books is apparently there's a Foxy focused one where it's like, you can be a pirate, but first you'll lose an eye and an arm. It's like, dude, I would have loved if he said that.
Especially since in like stuff like Sister Location or Fnaf 6 they talk.
The thing that made the thing is, I kind of like them not being able to talk because it really leans into more that they're killing machines.
I like it.
Yeah, but then they also do the
montage. Niall, if they could talk, do you know how many more times Devin and I would go, "Vanessa, life goes on."
Dude, I would have loved Freddy to go,
Gregory, have you ever heard of a game called Among Us?
It was just really surprising to me that they didn't really talk. Not even for like shows. It was just, okay. Like, I get why. It was just, I would have liked if they talked a bit.
I will say that one of the weaknesses of this movie is that it is really stuffed to the gills.
It's so short.
Really
it needed to be longer, man.
Yeah, there's not much. There's a lot. Well, there's also not much at the same time.
There's too much for the runtime and story they're trying to tell.
Yeah.
There's a ton, but there's not a lot of breathing room.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Really how I would describe it. Which there are movies that can get away with like the super like hyper fast pace. Like, I can't believe I'm bringing this up for a second time, but like Godzilla, King of the Monsters, that movie, it hits the ground running and it doesn't stop until the very end, and it works.
Yeah, it helps.
So, like,
it's a lot longer.
I can't I don't know what would happen in this movie. Like maybe if they could make it longer, maybe if they
I think just a
focused more
little
on
more
specific
time.
things.
I
but-
think
feel.
there's things they shouldn't have focused on. Like, for example, I
There-
think this whole like this scene with them building the fort was very cute.
But it didn't
and
need to be there.
It was fun. But what
No, this was hype. I love
no,
this scene.
I fucking love the scene. I get why they included it, but I think they could have trimmed it down and maybe thrown
It does go on for a
couple
while.
episodes.
Yeah.
It's like it's weird because the stuff they really want to focus on makes me question what Scott especially wanted to focus on throughout.
He wanted to show a different side of them, I think. And
Yeah,
that
which
he did.
is a good. I think it's a good call. I'll say this now. I'm glad the movie's its own story and its own world.
Yes, I
I'm
agree.
so glad.
Yeah.
Thank God. I was so worried you were gonna have to go in like it's like going into a Marvel movie. You have to watch all the fucking Disney Plus shows and shit. Now I was so worried you have to go in knowing the lore to get anything out of this film. I'm so glad they knew.
The other thing too is that they really avoided like doing the deep lore stuff. They didn't touch into Remnant, thank God.
They didn't
touch
do.
into
They
all the
didn't do
weird
Remnant.
bullshit.
Yes,
Dude.
thank you, movie.
They only implied that the stuff was happening in the background, but they never focused.
Well,
on it.
they went the nice
we
route
haven't
of
gotten
they're
there.
haunted. What else do you want from us?
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
there's like one thing a little bit later which I want to talk about a little bit when we get to sort of like the climax of the movie that does what I think the games should have done instead of being like, oh yes, Remnant, I must introduce science fiction into my haunted house.
It was only a
game.
matter of time before Scott would start putting in science fiction to it, considering this is the man who made the Desolate Hope.
Yeah. Here's a hot take for you guys. I like fantasy so much more than sci-fi that's not even funny.
No, I agree. Especially for
I-
this, they should have stayed as ghosts.
I have thousands of hours in Skyrim. I have played Fallout for maybe like 50. There's your indication of how I feel about sci-fi versus fantasy.
Yeah.
But I remember what happens next. So as they're like on stage and stuff hanging
her
out,
little sister.
Bonnie's
His
like
little sister.
weirdly avoiding the guitar, and I made the joke like, "Wow, Bonnie's being lazy." And Abby goes up while like to Bonnie saying hi to them, and like while they're playing, while
Yeah, they're just
Vanessa
goofing
and
off.
Michael are talking, and they realize she's about to hit the guitar strings.
Yeah.
And she fucking hits him, and just the sparks blow into her face and hit her off the stage.
She
Well,
flies,
she-
dude.
She gets electrocuted, bro, because for some reason they're like, yes, my favorite thing to do with it's like if there was like a car battery hooked up. Oh, dude. I think I told you guys this story the other day, but I was trying to charge a car battery. I ended up having to replace it. I actually have to
Yeah, you
still
did
do
tell me
that
this.
tomorrow. But I detached the jumper cables both from the dead battery first. They were still connected to the live battery, and I wasn't paying attention. And then they touched together and sparked, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, getting electrocuted is just the worst feeling.
No, dude, I hate specifically the feeling of being shocked.
Yeah,
it
it's just
sucks.
not
I
fun.
can. Yeah, but no, just in my line of work, I get plenty of just like cuts and like I've smacked my fingers with hammers. I've like, I've gotten many a bruise. I would literally rather break one of my fingers with my bare hands than get shocked. I just hate
Zam.
the feeling of getting
It's
shocked
not
so
fun.
much.
But what happens
But
next?
yeah,
At that
she gets
point,
fucking
She
shocked.
gets shocked, nearly dies. Vanessa gets
This
pissed.
is
says
my-
she's
this is my
never-
biggest
Says
complaint.
Abby's never allowed there back again.
Well, Vanessa gets mad at fucking Michael for bringing her to the pizzeria and
When
having
she
a good time.
enabled
When
Abby
she was
to play with the
encouraging them.
animatronics.
Yeah.
Fucking Vanessa.
Well,
she gets all pissy when
she
she was
didn't-
the one. Michael was the one
No,
trying to
I-
be responsible and keep her safe. Vanessa's like, "Ooh, let's do the pillow fort. Fuck you, Vanessa. You're the cop."
No, I'm gonna be the.
Wait, actually, no, I think he's right. Never mind. I know what
Vanessa
he's about to say.
never endorsed her coming there. She did not know
That's
that
true,
she
but
was
she
there
endorsed her
until
playing
later.
with these dangerous animatronics.
Also,
She gave him a
found out the
chance.
reason. Vanessa found out the reason why Michael brought her.
Yeah, because
in
he
the
wants
first
to.
place.
He wants to. He's at this point wanting to see if there's maybe a way to undo what happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she figures out that he was trying to use his little sister to like unlock the secrets that the animatronics are. And she's like, "Get the fuck out of here!
She's
Get
like,
out of
"You
here!"
Come back. If I see her here, I'm shooting you on the spot.
But
I think that's actually what she
so
says.
Yeah.
at this point, his solution's very interesting. Of a babysitter because he cannot find anyone. He decides the piece of shit aunt. And this makes poor Abby freak out.
Yeah, because I mean, like the night before, like the day before, she found the paperwork for switching custody, and then she comes down today, and there's the person that she hates that she's afraid of getting given to.
And she understandably thinks that he's about to give her away when he just needs a babysitter.
It's really funny too as well because this is their first bonding moment in the movie. They both hate her with a burning passion.
Mm-hmm. Can I also just say we went through the first 4 nights like that. Yes. We went through really fast with the 4 nights in this movie, which I was surprised by.
You know what's interesting, by the way, as well? I kind of noticed this now. It's kind of paced like Sister Location. Like
that is a good way to put it. That is such a good way to put it.
Sister Location.
Yeah, you're right. No wonder I don't like Sister Location.
I love Sister Location.
I don't like
there's
it.
A hot take.
I do not like it. Hey, MatPat don't like it.
It's pretty fun.
No, I don't like Sister Location.
I only like the funny Fredbear guy. He's funny.
But this is where it gets it. So we're on the 5th night at this point, and he goes, and he's really wanting answers at this point, and this is when he has one more dream, and he's getting desperate, and he sees the dreams going different this time. Normally, the way the dream works is it's him with his parents and his brother.
Well, you forgot something.
What?
He talks with the kids again, and the kids are
not yet. I'm getting there.
Oh yeah, okay. Wait,
it's all set up because the dream's different this time. Because normally the way the dream goes is it's all the family and stuff. The mom like spills a soda on the wood table of like the.
I got this. I got the dream.
Go for it.
Because the thing is, they're like the whole. I mean, we probably should have done this earlier, but fuck it, we do it live.
Yeah, but we do it live, baby. One take Andy's.
One take Andy.
Andy.
How the dream goes, since it's literally just his personal recollection of what happened that day, is they're somewhere in the woods of Nebraska. They have like an RV. They're camping. There's some part about like his mom like putting too much ketchup on the burger or something, or saying that she really likes ketchup. She accidentally knocks over a fucking Coke bottle, and his little brother is like playing with a toy airplane. And then they're like, "Oh, go get your little brother," and he chases after him.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he gets sort of to the road to this camp,
he
sees his little brother in the back of a car driving away, and he like runs after, screaming it. And normally, this is also the point when the ghost kids show up behind him. Is at this point. So, and then this night, however, the dream is like all different. Take it away, one of you guys.
So this new dream is a little different. He's already, because there's a weird thing where like it gets trippy where every time the dream's ending and he sees his like brother running away, he's an adult again, which I always thought was an interesting detail, because he wakes up he starts in the dream, he's already an adult. He sees all of them just vibing on the little picnic looking table, nothing bad happening, and he's like, huh? Like nothing, no drink being spilled, nothing. And he sees the kids being like, this is what you want, right? You want it to be different. Well, now you can have a different thing, and you said you'd give us anything. Well, we want Abby.
And he's just like, oh,
he realizes how deep he just fucked up. And he's
because
he hesitates at first. He's like, oh shit, and then he's like, yeah, I'll give.
It's when they say they want Abby. That's when he realizes.
Well,
no,
because in the night before he said that he would give them anything, and in this night he's just like, oh shit, I didn't mean that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But he finally just decides, no, this isn't what I want, and it's my sister. I want my sister. And they get
he brushes his little brother's hair, right? And then he thinks about his sister, and then he realizes the mistake he made.
That's
and he's
right.
Like, oh, no,
he also realizes
right
he's
now.
been focusing too much on the past when he has a present kid to worry about.
Exactly.
Which I thought was clever, actually.
And then,
the kids get pissed, and this was such a wasted opportunity what they do with it. But and we start seeing in the dream, they all come like running out and scratching him, and they fuck him up. Like especially the Foxy kid.
Yeah, they scratch him up. They tear him open.
They keep tearing him open, and I'm just gonna say this now. This was the perfect opportunity to bring in a full-on Fnaf night in the movie with doors and cameras and all. They could have done it. Why didn't they do it?
You know why they didn't do it?
Why?
Because they needed to bring in a certain main antagonist into this somehow. Because if he does the full night, Why would they stick around at the end there?
No, no. They don't have to do a full night. I'm just saying it would have been cool seeing what the nights are like in the games.
No, I know, but
I
feel
think
like they
because
should've
it
done
would
a
have
night
added to the
earlier.
intensity. Because we know they're attacking him. Imagine how scary it'd be getting an actual full-on one of like he actually has to look at the cameras and see they're moving around and shit, trying to get at the doors, and like they even could have done it. We're like, because I'm just gonna say now, he eventually gets caught. He wakes up to the same chair that the fucking the guy who got sawed in the beginning of the movie. But how cool would it have been if the way he gets caught is he runs out of power and the doors open and it does the classic Freddy eyes light up with the song. That would have been so cool. I'm just saying, like, I really wish, because it's still of the game, and I get they changed the pacing of things from the game, because obviously it would have been fucking stupid in a movie if creepy shit happened on the first night. He would have never gone back. But this was the perfect opportunity to give us a full-on FNAF 1 night. And hell, it's technically, if we're looking at like the order of events, this is night 5, so it's like the hardest one.
Which, I mean, is why he gets caught.
Mm-hmm. And I like that he got caught, but like the fact that he even gets caught, they could have gone away with like him losing power and stuff and getting caught by them. I don't know. It was such a missed opportunity to me that the most we see is the Dream Kids scratching at him a bunch. But
yeah, I mean, that's true.
But he gets caught. He manages to escape because they foreshadow this at the beginning of the movie with the old security guard. That one of the bolts that hold you down are kind of like
in the arm strap. Yeah,
loose.
one of the bolts in the arm strap.
So he manages to use that to his advantage to get the fuck out. And
yeah, he pulls that out and he manages to run. And I think he
finds Vanessa at this point.
He just barely gets outside because another thing that has happened every single time is the exit door at the end of the hallway where Foxy fucks your ass.
Happens.
Yeah, where Foxy come and diddles you, it never opens, but it just he's running after getting out of the saw machine. He gets to the exit, he's slamming on it. Mm-hmm. Foxy shows up at the end of the hallway.
Foxy still doesn't
and then
do
there's
the run.
like you see one frame of him like smashing on the door where it like just barely opens, and that's the indication that you get that he escapes.
Well, you know what's interesting about that as well, right? This is the part of the movie where I think where like there were scenes that they should have added here, but they didn't. For example, after he gets out, it just fades to black. That is it, and then it cuts over to his little sister.
Cuts over to his sister with the aunt.
We'll get to the little sister stuff in a second.
But yeah, I feel like for
after Devin's done talking,
I feel like for this part right here, especially, they could have done something a bit more where maybe it showed him like getting outside of the pizzeria, maybe showing him getting found by Vanessa, all that stuff, because they kind of just leave that as like that's it fades to black, and then they switch over to the next.
They kind of almost it's like a weird half. Oh, did he survive mode? Because we know we did, but we don't know where he ended up.
Because then in the next scene, they have exposition, the character, explain how he got out.
Well, yeah, that's a little bit later because the ant stuff happens.
Because always a fun detail that I like that they kept consistent. I think everyone knows about FNAF. 5 kids got murdered, but there's only ever
5
4
kids got murdered.
main animatronics: Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, and Foxy. So we're missing one. A certain yellow boy.
It's me.
Which I think they didn't kind of let.
They want to claim Abby.
Yeah, they want a new friendo.
Or make her. They want to make Abby like them because that's just how it is. So, but she's at home with the aunt, right? So this is finally when L. Golden Freddy shows up. He just
L. Golden Freddy.
They did more like
he just shows up there.
They did it closer to the FNAF 2 design with like the missing ear and stuff.
This is one of those things where I wish we didn't watch the trailers, because it would have been cooler to find out that Golden Freddy's in the movie, not in the trailers.
I didn't actually realize it was Golden Freddy in the trailer. Not gonna lie.
Oh my god.
I thought it was I thought they were gonna. I genuinely thought it was just.
Freddy.
I thought it was Freddy just fucked up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I thought there was gonna be some scene in the movie where Freddy gets messed up, and that's what it looked like. But
I mean, I don't know. They edited the promotional photo as well to be
normal Freddy
in the outside.
That's pretty normal.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah,
but
I genuinely thought that was just Freddy, and he got fucked up maybe at some point in the movie.
Yeah, so Golden Freddy like just
Freddy
teleports,
annihilates the aunt.
The aunt. No one's sad about that.
Sad.
No,
Not
but
sad.
everyone actually
totally deserves it.
Because like we see like Abby come out of her room, and it's the kid with the golden Freddy. She's like, "Oh, Freddy's like not Freddy," but like, and like she looks over, sees the dead body, like the legs over her, I guess, of the aunt, and she's like, "Huh, silly lady, she's sleeping."
Yeah. The ghost kid's like, oh, she just like fell asleep or something. Don't worry about it. It's like, I swear, if we panned over, we would see just like her head is just like racket stomped.
Or the bite of 87.
I'm so mad they didn't bring
the
Bite of 87.
Niall, I'm telling you,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a
takes
fuck.
place in
This movie would have been
1987.
perfect to show it. This would have been a perfect
the next movie's
movie
gonna
to
be
show
perfect.
It.
The next
And
movie
also,
is gonna
I'm
be a banger.
100% confident in saying the next movie because this movie made his money back before it even came out in
That's true,
theaters.
Yeah. But
Also, something to point out as well about this movie is that it made more money on opening night than Oppenheimer did.
I know, goddamn. But
So-
I really, really wish
I'm not
we got like a
surprised.
flashback or a mention of the Bite of 87.
I get what you're saying,
I
Niall,
do,
but
I
there's
agree.
already
Like,
so much.
Because one of my favorite things of the first game is Phone Guy going, "Yeah, they used to walk around, and then there was the bite." You're just like, what?
The bite of 87.
And then there was the bite. Yeah, it's amazing how the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know?
That's the other thing too, is that the direction they took the movie was super interesting, because they could have gone down the route easily of being like a survival horror type movie,
Which I feel
but
they
instead
should've.
they went down the more like paranormal investigation
Yeah.
route, which I kind of like.
Which I like it, but part of me is like, I feel like FNAF is just so survival horror.
It is, but at the same time, Scott Cawthon is not that type of storyteller.
Yeah.
Like the only story he ever
I
has
could forgive
is this shit.
I could forgive the dumb shit of the games when it was like the first 4, because it was just one middle-aged
Well-
Christian dad having some fun making a game idea that got
You-
popular, you know?
You see, Niall, I always liked FNAF as delicious garbage.
But
I
you
never
know what I
had
mean,
any
though. I
illusions
could-
that it was good.
I'm not too pissy about those games because I can understand. It was just a guy who had an idea that worked.
I mean, I know, but,
it's when
I know
it's
that,
a team started. I can't forgive the fuck ups anymore.
dude. What I was gonna say is, I kind of understand that, like, someone saying like you're allowed to like things even when they're bad can like really kind of be like really condescending and
This is
annoying.
one
But
of
like with
those.
FNAF,
With FNAF, it's definitely
FNAF is bad. Okay,
FNAF
like
is
the
so
story,
fucking bad.
the story
And I
has
will
always
probably
been
say I
so.
love the first couple games.
Yeah, dude, the story has been so intentionally obscure and obtuse. It's bad. Okay,
you can
let's not
you
pretend.
can just tell from the first game it wasn't even planned to had a sequel planned.
Nah,
Of course not.
But I mean, it was honestly the sequel is one of my favorite ones. FNAF 2 is so good.
It's actually one of my least favorite.
You really like that one the least.
It's one of my least. I think my absolute least favorite has to be Sister Location.
No, guys. Everybody knows that FNAF World is the best one.
man,
Let's not pretend.
Based.
Man, after Scott fixed it, I actually kind of like FNAF World. It just came out really
I'm
rough
not
and
gonna
at the
lie.
horrible time.
No. I'm telling you guys right now that the 3D overworld direct downgrade from the 2D overworld. It's
I
not
disagree
even in the
entirely.
slightest.
Do you know how much?
No,
dude,
the
I was
8-bit 2D overworld is so much
It
better
is
than that
not,
stupid
dude.
3D
Especially when the
one.
trailer advertised the 3D overworld. That was so garbage that the game came out as this like sloppy, cobbled together mess.
The
And
game-
how
Okay,
Scott
boys.
Scott
the
realized
game
that.
came out as better.
Boys, we're in the last
game
act
came
of the
out
movie.
Okay,
better.
we're on the
Hold
last act.
Let's-
Okay,
let's
so we're
get- let's get
technically
the
still on
last
that
act.
5. So Golden Freddy has now killed the ant, and they're getting a fucking taxi, which I thought was so stupid. They get in a taxi.
Corey
taxi was
Extension's
hilarious.
there.
They get in a taxi to go to the pizzeria, and at this point we see Vanessa. Michael wakes up to Vanessa like helping with all his wounds because the kids fucked him up real good.
They got his ass.
bro-
And he's kind of
Robots.
like trying to figure out. He knows she knows more than she's leading on, and he's talking about like, I need to know how to help my sister, bro. And she finally reveals,
And then
they do the
yeah.
biggest bombshell I wasn't expecting. She goes, "Oh yeah, I know who the murderer is, cause he's my dad. William Afton is my father." I'm like, what?
Honestly, it makes sense, though.
They made Afton Vanessa's dad. Huh? I
Not
kind of
Michael.
like it.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Unironically
it makes
like
sense
that.
too, because in the sequels too, she's basically the daughter of Afton.
It's a better justification than the games they ever fucking came up with.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because at least they didn't go the glitch. Well, they kind of did the glitch trap route in a weird way, with him like having control over the animatronics.
Well, Niall, that's what I was going to talk about earlier. Is I think William Afton having control over the animatronics is black magic fuckery.
No, it is.
Yeah,
it is, but
say.
it's still like it reminded me a little too much of Glitch Trap.
I mean, they also explain why he has control as well.
Well, because they don't remember what actually happened.
Problem.
Yeah.
But
well, we'll get there, and then we'll explain it.
But she's helping out. She reveals that, and I forget what happens because they know. I think he wants to. This does a cool reference. A fun fact: Sizzle Kitchen introduced the idea of being able to keep the animatronics under control with a controlled shock of literally shocking them with electricity. So Vanessa,
you just hit him with a cattle prod.
Hey, guess what? I have some stun guns. Not stun guns, like stun batons.
Yeah, she has like stuff that like stuns like fucking
and
bears
I think
and
they
shit.
realize. I think the goal is now to try to stop the animatronics before Abby gets hurt.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because they actually referred to it earlier. They talked about the spring lock suits earlier, and there's this creepy looking one that looks like it's from one of the books actually, which pisses me off a little bit. I don't know why the puppet never showed up in the movie. But
well, the plot wouldn't have worked if the puppet was there.
I mean, I guess that we wish we saw a reference or something. But like, so we know how the spring locks work because they talk about the whole thing of like move too much or it gets too wet, you're fucking dead.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And so now we know what suit they're gonna put her in, and at this point she's in there, and like the animatronics are about to take her, and she's like, because she kind of like she's walking into the place with Golden Freddy, and she's realizing something's off with the animatronics.
Yeah, because they're gonna put her in a spring lock suit.
She doesn't know that just yet, but she knows something's weird. She knows they're
no, but we totally Niall. I don't think we ever mentioned the spring locks.
We did not. We forgot.
We forgot, but the movie does. But she doesn't know that. Abby doesn't.
Well, yeah.
What I'm saying is Abby comes in.
Quick detour, Niall. Fucking hell.
I just said how the spring locks work.
No, you
yes,
didn't.
I did. I said it's because the whole idea of the spring locks in the story is like they're meant to be like worn by a person or an animatronic, but like if you fuck around with the spring locks that keep it attached to the endoskeleton, they'll come down on you like you're the endoskeleton and fuck you up.
They push the inside of the animatronic outward so you can wear it as a suit, but if they fail, they shove robot bits all up in your bits.
Exactly.
They get you a bussy, and they ram some robot bits up.
So
there.
Abby, though, is like, she knows something's up. The animatronics are acting weird with her, and they start like...
The animatronics get a bit quirky at this part.
They're getting a little quirky at night. But they kind of
like...
They start... Chica, I think it is, starts leading her to this back room where the spring lock suit is, and...
Yeah, well, they're stopping Michael and Vanessa.
Yeah, that's right. And like Michael's
this is hilarious.
Michael's having to like be sneaky about it, and this was really funny because he has this pretty smart idea actually. He realizes he can't get past the animatronics. Like it's Freddy and Bonnie. He can't get past them.
Yeah. And
he gets a like million IQ level idea of taking a bucket of water, dumping it on the stage so it touches both of them. And we were both like, oh yeah, because they're robots, but like realize nothing's happening. And then he takes the stun baton and he touches the water with it to shock him with it.
And then Bonnie has his third ragdoll of the movie so far.
That's right. Bonnie just gets his ass
keeps
handed
fucking
to.
dying in this movie. Yeah.
This shit gets crazy. So he brings down Bonnie and Freddy. He goes in. I think he manages to shock Chica. That's right.
He
shoots
her.
Chica in the eyes.
No,
he shoots
Chica
Chica in the eye.
enough that she goes down at least.
Yeah.
But
all the animatronics get
a bit quirky.
taken out of the picture, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, Foxy's
right
still there.
Foxy's around.
Foxy's out.
I think Vanessa's dealing with Foxy, right?
No, Vanessa's not even there.
No,
bro.
she's doing something. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that.
No, she's fucked off. She said she won't help him because it's her dad.
That's right. I couldn't remember the specifics of that, but yeah, like we know Foxy's not in anywhere where he's gonna get them just yet. But
Foxy's doing his little pirate code.
But he saves Abby from Chica almost getting her spring locked, and he gets her to get he's starting to like trying to escape with her. The fucking cupcake. And at this point, Foxy's on their ass, I think. But the cupcake manages to bite at Michael's leg. And
was that the point of 87?
That's the point! But like, it was the leg, Scott, not the frontal lobe. But he has her. He tells Abby to get the fuck out, so she starts running, and that's when Foxy's on her ass, because she's hiding from Foxy stuff while Michael's dealing with this fucking cupcake. And for a while we just see, this is a part where I really wish Foxy could talk, because he's like kind of creeping up on her while she's hiding, and she ends up having to hide in the ball pit. But like, imagine how much
I wish they did the dumb thing here.
Yeah, like at least the dumb, but like him being like, "Oi, matey, don't you want to be a real pirate with me?" Like something like that.
Yeah, something creepy.
Yo ho, ahoy in behest. Being a pirate is really badass.
Just start singing
Yo
that.
hoy, da 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 da. I shoved a jelly bean up my ass.
What'd you do? That was a confession, not a meme. What the fuck?
But yeah, so there's a really creepy part where she's like hiding in the ball pit, and I think this is where Vanessa helps, because Vanessa shocks Foxy.
Vanessa comes in and then
Saves
Foxy's
Abby.
like, the animatronics get a bit quirky and I get
Foxy
shocked.
Foxy starts doing what Phone Guy did in Night 5, where he starts going but
Foxy
and then at this
rolls
point,
up and goes,
Yarg, the animatronics get a bit quirky at night, laddie.
yeah, and then Michael's fine at this point. So Michael, all
I
three
mean,
of them
his
are there.
leg
His
is
leg's
all
fucked, but
chewed
he's,
up by the
he's good
cupcake.
enough to
Yeah,
get the hell out.
he got-
So he takes Abby. He starts trying to leave, and then we see fucking Spring Bonnie just turn the corner like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?"
with the knife as well.
Yeah, I don't think he has a knife just yet, but he's there.
He has
He got the knife.
He's
I
like,
think
and it's
he's
a weird.
he just
I
holds
thought
a
it was kind
knife.
of cool because it's like half Springtrap, half Spring Bonnie, because it's still William in there, but
Well, it hasn't trapped
but it's
yet.
like half like the Springtrap design of like clearly old and gross and moldy with like and deteriorating with the
holes
suit,
in it,
which I
yeah.
loved that. And he starts beating the shit out of Michael.
Dude, he like goes full on like
He's like, "You couldn't let it
WWE
go."
mode on Josh Hutcherson.
He's
It's
like,
also super cool
I got
'cause his
to
voice
kill
is
your
not distorted for
brother,
this
and
part,
now I
too.
get to kill you.
It's kind of poetic, don't you think
Yeah,
about it?
so he's beating the shit out of him. And he
Poetry
finally-
has symmetry.
And then, like, he finally reveals it's the guy that gave him the job, Shaggy. And
Matthew
Vanessa
Lillard,
straight
let's
up tries
go.
to shoot him. And he ends up,
and
like,
he tanks a bullet.
he tanks a bullet, because, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's a pretty hefty suit. But he, like, puts her in a chokehold or some shit for a bit. No, you know, he beats the
they're
shit out of
fighting-
Michael. Vanessa's all like,
Michael
no,
is,
don't
like,
hurt him," or some shit. And
unconscious
he's like,
on
wow,
the
you always
ground.
want to
Michael's
take the champions. But he beats the shit out
And
of
then
Vanessa for a
they
bit.
also reveal something pretty interesting here, which is something I did want to talk about a bit.
Yeah.
Is that he tells the audience pretty much that Vanessa's been covering up all of his murders.
That's right, because Vanessa helped.
And so you know what my theory is for earlier in the movie, because we actually forgot to bring this up. When Michael escapes from the chair, he finds the bodies of all the intruders.
That's right,
I
he
think
does.
I think Vanessa moved them all in there.
Yeah.
Damn, that must have stunk.
You think the animatronics cleaned up after
That's what I'm
themselves? They're
saying,
like
yeah.
8 years old in their heads.
Exactly. So Vanessa covered up for them, and she was about to pin it on Michael.
That's right, because he
Which
is
is-
actually kind of
yeah.
guilty too. So yeah, he's kind of like being like, "Oh, you're gonna get on my ass now." And while
He's
this
like,
is
"You
happening,
fucking have a problem now."
yeah, like while this is happening, Michael's trying to tell Abby like, "Hey, you can communicate with them. Tell them what actually happened. And it's this motherfucker that killed them." Because he's got like
And
all
then,
the animatronics listening to him and like back up at this point, ready to kill.
Yeah,
So-
and so he gets his sister to draw
So he
a
gets her to
picture. 'Cause
draw-
the picture wall's an important thing, because it's
Yeah.
basically their memories, and that's
Which
all
is
they
really
know.
clever, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a little... I feel like it's a little ham-fisted at this point, because, let's be real, boys, Springtrap has, like, how many minutes of screen time? I could probably
Not
count
enough.
it on both hands.
Not enough.
Like, less than 10 minutes.
Well, Springtrap himself as Mr. Yellow Rabbit has like maybe 10-15 minutes, the last 10-15 minutes of the
and
movie.
then Matthew Lillard has, like, no screen time either.
But
He has like
I
10
thought it
more
was lame.
minutes.
He's taken the mask off at this point, which are like, nah, dude, put it back on. You look cooler as Springtrap.
I mean, it makes
I
I
sense.
mean, it makes
why-
sense, because they have to,
Why
they
he
have
did
to
show
it.
show
who
his
it
face
is.
as much as possible before the next movie.
Yeah, they have to show who it is. So fair enough. I can forgive that one. But like, so he realizes Abby's trying to draw stuff, and before he can stop Abby, Vanessa fucking shoots the suit, which you can tell like hurt, but was more like a bulletproof vest where he's fine. And he
Yeah, it's 'cause
fucking
it's machinery.
stabs her. He stabs Vanessa with his knife.
Yeah, he's a psycho.
Yeah, and that
Stabs
but
her in the
by then
pelvis.
Abby's just about managed to get the like show the animatronics
Finish her
the drawing of Golden Bonnie killing the kids.
Yeah, because on the little like wall of pictures at the very center, it was all the kids like being
Yeah, with
happy
Golden Bonnie.
around a rabbit. So she tears that picture off and puts one up of
and
the
the
rabbit
animatronic's
killing
like, wait
them
a
all.
minute,
And
neuron activated.
this is, yeah, I was gonna say this is why I think there's like voodoo,
Which I
black
like.
magic fuckery
I'm so
going
happy
on.
they didn't go the science fiction route.
I want it to be like he intentionally was doing like fucking necromancy. That's what I
like,
believe in
I
my
love
heart.
that
Which
they-
that's not that's not the case, sadly.
It is. I'm gonna.
It's
it
your
is.
headcanon.
He's a necromancer.
Headcanon.
He's a
Headcanon.
necromancer.
Our headcanon's better. But so now the animatronics turn on him, and I'm a little mixed on how they do it. I was glad that I was right, that because he, just like the end of FNAF 3, he gets spring locked. Like, and I'm a little.
Yeah, he gets.
I think
get
it's
to
the
watch
funny
it
shit, 'cause, like, they're
happen.
starting to corner him, and he's like, "Now look what you've become, you monsters!" And the fucking cupcake bites the suit.
It
Yeah,
rips a
it tears
piece
off
out
I
of
love
it.
that
piece
it's the
so
cupcake.
we could see the spring
It tears
lock.
off and does enough of a jolt that it causes the spring locks to start going. And damn, like it is.
It's pretty
surprisingly
cool.
bloody, but I wish it was. This is where I wish they committed to making something that's a mega fucked with the bloodiness.
I
Well, they
mean,
do.
I can see exactly why they didn't, because to make this be as violent as because with the girl who got bit in half, they were able to use like camera trickery and making
Yeah, you
it
don't see
quick
much
to
blood or
avoid
stuff.
seeing
You just see her
Ye-
butt
to
flying.
avoid seeing like yeah, to avoid seeing guts and blood. But with how Springtrap canonically dies,
It's pretty
there's
graphic.
no way that
It's
they would be
graphic.
able to make it
This
as
is
graphic
why it should have been
as they
rated
wanted
R. It's
to
a
and
graphic
keep
story.
it a PG-13.
Well, the thing is too is they make it pretty horrifying too.
They do.
Which
They at least did a good
show.
job at
It's
showing
pretty
that
good.
shit
It's
fucking
good.
hurts. And I like that they didn't make it kill him right away. They did it closer to how FNAF actually did it, where like it's clearly an agonizing, bleeding out type death. Which fuck, that's messed up.
Which also something that's really neat too. Well, I guess we'll get there in a few moments. But basically, he spring locks, and then the animatronics, like he says his iconic line, puts his helmet back
which
on, and he
means
goes,
nothing. It wasn't earned.
I
It
always
doesn't
Always
mean anything here. He only said that in FNAF 6 because he survived the burning of Fazbear Frights.
He says it here as well
Yeah.
because he's like, "I will be back, pussies." In
It doesn't really mean anything here for me though. I don't know. It felt like that was
It
the
does. It's Niall. It's
No,
sequel
it's sequel
bait. That's
bait, but
literally
I
what
will
it
say
is.
that was the only reference in the whole movie I thought was just a little too cheap. Because it doesn't
No, they
really
had to have him say
doesn't
it.
really fit anything. There's nothing. It's
Niall,
not based off
having-
anything in the film.
No, Niall. Having Springtrap in a movie and not having him say
No,
"I
I-
always come back" would be like having Freddy Krueger in a movie
Yeah,
and
but
not
they
having
also
him say the
somehow
word
put
bitch.
Freddy in the movie
Like-
and didn't have him do the. Yeah, Seth, you say that in a movie where Freddy doesn't do the classic light up or his laugh or anything. So
He doesn't
fuck
do
that
har, har,
point.
har.
Niall, I was talking about a different Freddy, but we'll move on.
No, I'm saying Freddy in this movie. I'm saying you're saying that, but this is a movie that did plenty of stuff that they should have done. That like was a requirement, I'd say, and they didn't do it.
Okay, but look at me in the eyes and tell me that even in a game called Five Nights at Freddy's, that Springtrap hasn't become the more iconic villain.
He is the main villain. That's the whole thing.
Boom.
But that doesn't
there It
change
is.
that they could have put a little more
No,
setup.
it does.
That
That
does
makes me
not
100%
change that they
correct.
could have put more setup to that line. It meant nothing.
No, okay, listen. Niall's a little bit cooking, not cooking all the way.
I'm
He
si-
kind of
I'm simmering.
he burnt his meal, but basically what happened. The thing is here, okay, is that he's right that they should have had more build up. I think they should have given William more screen time.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
Like the shit that they did with the fucking pillow fort thing should have also been like, maybe they cut to William in the office realizing, oh, wait a minute, there's shit going on at the
Yeah.
pizzeria, and all that stuff. Like it's weird that they just didn't do anything.
He just
with it
shows
at
up.
all. He just appears, and that's why I think it would have been cooler if they resolved Michael's thing in the dream, right? Mm-hmm. Where he sees who it is, he sees that it's the guy who hired him, and then because it's the same night, by the way, he goes back anyways, and then William shows up at the doorstep. Would have been more thematically.
I agree
cooler.
with that. Yeah, I just wish there was more setup to the stuff like that line, but that's basically the end at this point because he's getting fucked up by the spring locks. They drag him into like the back room that he gets found in
The
Fnaf
back
3,
rooms.
which I thought was fucking cool. But like they go home, and at this point, but due to like the crisis situation, Abby and Michael are on way better terms now with their relationship.
Well, yeah. I mean, the other thing too is that Vanessa, she took that knife, and she's in a coma now.
Oh, that's right. She's fucked up.
I mean,
Yeah, she's gone.
that's what happens when you like die.
Yeah, she like
Almost.
died.
Is she dead? I think she's alive. She's just mega hurt.
Well, she's alright, but like she's still like, you know, she's in a comatose like state, pretty much.
Yeah, that's right. She's like a vegetable almost. Fuck. Which
Yeah,
I
'cause
guess makes
she kinda
sense. It was a
bled out.
pretty bad stab.
I mean, I'm just saying, guys. I always
But
eat
we
my
cut-
vegetables.
at this point, like, you
You know,
see-
I'm just saying, boys, I always come back.
But we see Michael's visiting Vanessa.
I always come.
I always fuck off. but we see Michael is there checking on Vanessa, and he goes home, and he's like talking to he's all like driving with Abby home. He's like, "You want spaghetti or pizza?" And they all say have spaghetti because fuck the pizza.
They've
And
been
at
to
that
the
point, they're
pizzeria
just
all
kind of
week.
having a conversation and being happy again, and then we cut to the like it's back at Freddy's, and it's William
Freddy.
just currently dying.
It's just him slowly
Just-
bleeding
well,
out.
And we
Something
see,
that's really-
we see
something that's
Golden
really
Freddy's
cool.
kid, like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like reaches out to Golden Freddy, the Golden Freddy kid, and the Golden Freddy just closes the door on him.
Yep.
Cut to.
But something that's
"We're
really cool as
waiting
well."
every night.
Yeah.
We'll get to that, we'll
Something
get
that's
to
really
that.
cool too about the scene as well is that in the games, when you get spring lock failures and shit, it crushes your vocal cords, and so that's why that scene's entirely silent. as
No,
well.
I like that scene was
Yeah.
silent. That was fucking
And he's
smart.
still, and the worst part is that he's still alive. He's still spazzing out, which is another thing that happens in the games.
that
is
was one of the
you
ones
don't
I'm glad they
die
got from the games.
very quickly. Yeah. And so I feel like that was one of the moments in the game where they should have leaned into the horror aspect more, and they did. And that was cool.
I love that ending scene. I thought that was fucking great. I
And then they hit
wanted
us with
more of
Living
that.
Tombstone.
Yeah. and then they actually, dude, no,
We all,
The
we all
entire
I
movie.
was the happiest.
no, the entire
motherfucker.
movie we were making these jokes. The entire movie we were making. We're
And they
waiting
did it!
every night to finally, and then it actually happened. We lost our
Dude,
fucking
I was
minds.
screaming
Yeah.
like a fucking little
We-
girl.
We went fucking ape
Yeah,
for
dude.
this shit,
You should,
all right?
I wish people could have seen, because if you thought we were like talking about how crazy we were about Matt Pat, we were like fangirling and going insane for the like Living Tombstone
Well,
song.
I wouldn't say fangirling now.
I would say fangirling. I went
I'm
full
fan
fangirl mode.
Niall. I don't fan girl. I fan man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't fan man. I
yeah,
fangirl.
yeah.
But
Yeah, we fan
that
mad
was
here,
the
not
movie, and the only
Niall.
end, like mid-credit scene we get is a silly one of the taxi driver trying to like sleep.
Dude,
and
the
oh,
thing,
we forgot
dude,
about
no,
this running joke.
we didn't mention
Balloon
we didn't
boy!
mention the balloon
There's
boy.
a fucking
the
balloon
whole
boy
time.
figurine that like pisses off Michael throughout. At the end of the movie, during the credits, we see the taxi driver from earlier. And like someone's knocked at the door. We don't see who it is, and he's like, "No, sorry, go find someone else." The door opens. He's like, "What the fuck?" And it's Balloon Boy on the seat.
Which, by
Yeah,
the way, it's the
they were
only
just
jump
like-
scare in the movie.
I mean,
It's just like a
Foxy's
stupid
beginning one
balloon
kinda
boy
counts. That was one thing I was shocked by with this movie. Can I
Funko
just say,
Pop.
for a movie
No
about
jump
a
scares.
game all about jump scares, holy shit, they didn't rely on jump scares.
It's a little bit of a detriment for the
mean,
movie too. I
I
feel
don't
like.
think so. I'm glad they didn't, because fuck annoying jump scares in horror movies.
I know, but it's what made the game.
It's what
like,
made,
the
but you
games.
gotta understand, it works in the games, but in a
A game
movie
is
that's
different.
annoying. Getting jump scared every
The
2
reason-
seconds.
The reason that jump scares work more in games is because they're way more immersive.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
you sort of get in the mode. You like get in the mode of like looking around and sort of being part of the scene, part of the story or whatever, and that's why a jump scare can get you so hard. But in a movie, a jump scare happens and you're just like, what dick-brained asshole put that in
Exactly.
there?
But
Like the Nun.
But that's the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and I was shocked because I went in with a hate boner on this movie. I went in wanting to hate this, having
That
problems.
is why I gave him a 3 complaint limit, ladies and gentlemen.
Fuck off! There are genuine things to complain about,
Niall.
but I was surprised.
Niall, if we didn't-
it was
If we didn't
good.
shut the fuck up,
it
you
was
would've
fine.
complaining
It wasn't
the entire
amazing. It was like, it was all right.
It was fine.
It was
Yeah.
okay. It wasn't bad.
The reason that I don't use I'm not calling it mid.
Oh
is
yeah, we had
because
this because I
mid
said
is
it was mid, and
specifically
Seth
an
brought up a good
insult.
point with this.
Well, mid is specifically used as an insult. Like when you call something mid, you're saying that it's so average that it's bad.
Yes.
Like you're saying it's so boring that it's a bad thing, and that's what mid means. It's like it's a nothing thing. But like this was an okay movie.
Yeah, it was fine.
Alright,
It
it wasn't-
was all right.
It wasn't
Wasn't
bad.
bad.
Like I
Wasn't
also
amazing.
I also feel like it was weird, but I was expecting to like Michael Afton is the best character in the movie, but no, it was actually the main character for once.
Yeah, it was Mike.
Yeah,
which is weird.
Wait,
Michael was
you
a
mean William?
good character.
The older no, he isn't. That's a different.
No,
character.
I just
no,
heard him
the
say
kid
Michael Afton, who's a
from-
different character.
No, I said Michael.
guy-
You
It's-
said Michael Afton.
Yeah.
I said I was expecting to like William the most.
Yeah, no, but you
in this
said
movie.
Michael Afton when you
Did I
said
say
about
Mi-
Springtrap.
Okay.
You did
That's
say
why I was
Michael.
confused.
God
I'm like,
damn
what do you
it.
mean?
Don't worry,
I get what you
Devin.
meant. I get what you meant.
Honest
It just
mistake.
confused me
I
at
can't-
first.
Yeah, but what I was saying is like all my homies who have seen the classic movie Journey to the Center of the Earth knows that Josh Hutcherson can act.
Oh,
all
absolutely.
right.
Yeah, like
I don't give it-
Bridge
I don't
to
give a sh-
Terabithia, you know.
No, Bridge to Terabithia is bad. Don't at
Goddamn.
me.
that's gonna get some heat. I feel like I don't know.
I don't know, maybe. But he just
Yeah,
did.
you know what? Here, roast me in the comments about how Bridge to Terabithia is a good movie, but you know what? I'm still right.
I feel like with this movie, I'm in a weird case where on one hand I'm so happy they did their own stuff, because things like it being actually his name is Mike Schmidt. It's not Michael Afton. It's not William's son. They made Vanessa
good
the
choice.
child. They did stuff. They leaned in more to the paranormal and stuff of it.
Well-
they did so much. They had Freddy's clothes and stuff. They did so much, but I can't help but feel there were things from the games I wish they put.
No, I
Yeah.
agree. I feel like the fact that they didn't do a scene with Michael flipping through cameras is kind of insane.
Exactly. He never even really uses them. Like the thing, there's things like we had this discussion where I was talking about like I wish they put story stuff and stuff like the fuck you mean. And I realized that sounds wrong. I mean, I wish they put things like I wish we got.
Gameplay.
Here's the thing. I wish we got to see or at least hear of the Bite of 87. I wish we got to see him. We see Springtrap or like Spring Bonnie luring the kids and before killing them and stuff.
I also
No,
I
not
also-
in the not in the
Yeah, I was gonna
8-bit
say,
game. I
we
mean,
did see
like,
that.
it would have been cool seeing like a live action
I
flashback
know.
of him doing that, or like things like I
Well,
wish the
in 10
animatronics could
years,
talk,
no,
you know?
Niall, when in 10 years when they make the prequel trilogy,
I'm so sick of it.
I cannot wait. But basically the thing is, okay, right, is I feel like they leaned too much into Michael's plot with his brother for that to not have any payoff.
Yeah,
payoff was
Well, I
that
mean, I
Michael
guess- I
Afton
get they were
killed him.
going
Did we
for,
mention
like,
that?
William just killed him.
I mean,
so,
they,
yeah.
did. I get what they were going for of him like learning to move on from it.
He got purple
He
guy.
got purple guide, which
Yeah.
I was so sad the card
Which we all
wasn't
knew.
purple like it is in the mini games.
Well, it could have been purple.
He wears
I don't
a-
know.
It was like a dark
I-
blue. It was like,
No, I'm telling you guys right now that I don't know if any of you guys noticed this, but when we first saw Matthew Lillard, he's wearing a purple tie,
Yeah.
and I went, purple tie!
no, I do like that, but I guess it was just a thing of like I wish they pull a little more from the games, or like there was one part the way I wish they did Springtrap showing up as the final antagonist was give like a full-on Fnaf night in the fourth night, right? And like
when he gets captured. I
exactly
agree.
how you get capture stuff like all that is the fourth night, and have him get the fuck out. But maybe at this point he knows he needs to go back there for like to stop them from hurting Abby at this point. But
I
he goes
think
there.
it's more interesting that he goes back for the information.
Oh
from
yeah,
his
like he
brother,
goes
but
back
every
for
night
something.
he
Like maybe for
risks-
Abby, maybe because of his brother, something. But he
Yeah.
goes and he sees the animatronics are fucking destroyed, just in
Like, hear me
pieces,
out.
dismantled everywhere, and that's when we get that our
No.
full-on antagonist. Because I liked that that's what they did in the third game.
I know, but the thing is that's too soon.
It's too soon, but it could have been like a really cool like what the fuck moment, and
I
think it would have
mean,
helped make him
Niall-
scarier as an antagonist that he did that.
I get that, but Niall, you sort of have to, I don't know, like, I guess look at this from more like a kind of like a meta perspective. They needed this first movie to make money. So I think that, because
I mean, it did before
everybody
it even
knows
came
that
out.
they're making more, all right? Right. Everyone knows they're making more. So they've, like, really just, like, I feel like the next two are going to actually maybe even be good because they have front-loaded this thing.
Yeah, and they built the animatronics, so they have the suits now. And the other thing, too, is that, like, they really left so much open because, like, you know what's something else that's super interesting, too? They never once talked about, like, freeing the souls of the children. They're like, oh, they're damned to hell, I guess. That sucks. You know?
Oh, they're just
They're
stuck
stuck.
in...
Oh, well,
Dude,
that sucks.
I know that this is I don't know if this is even looking towards the future or just getting maybe a little too optimistic, but I want to see a fully practical nightmare animatronic.
Yes!
See, this is the thing that they should do. I think that if they do a prequel one, they should either do FNAF 2 or FNAF 4. And what they
I
should
can
do
see
for
FNAF
FNAF 4... For FNAF 4...
They can do both at the same
Show
time.
Fredbear bite that child.
Well, that's the thing, is that for FNAF 4, I think it'd be more interesting if Michael's brother Garrett is the crying child.
Maybe.
Because
Honestly, that's what we were
He
saying.
looks
the
just
time,
like
but
him.
That's not really how
They
it
made him
panned
like the
out,
striped
but-
shirt and everything.
yeah, and that's the thing, is that, so basically what they do is that William kidnapped him, right? Took him to the house, did the FNAF 4 game on him, and basically by the end of it, Garrett escapes, and then the Bite of 87 happens, or Bite of 83. Sorry, I forget
that
they're
would
different.
actually. I kind of like that because what was?
All right,
But, like,
yeah,
But all right. Listen, we're talking about hypotheticals, but
Focus on the
all I can
present.
say is with the
Focus
movie,
on the present.
I was shocked though because I was expecting to go in thinking it's just too much jump scares. It's too like FNAF lore heavy. It's just nothing but a dumb cash grab for fans. I was shocked that I wish they put more from the games. I was not expecting that. Which I think I'd much rather that as my problem.
Let's give our number review. I looked at the time
I
as
will
well.
start.
Yeah.
I will start because sort of always I said this earlier in the review, but my perspective on the FNAF series as a whole was like I love it as like delicious garbage. So going into this, I was expecting this to be like a Troll 2 tier movie. I wanted it to be so awful that it was funny. But at the end of the day, I'm giving this movie a 3 out of 5. It was an okay movie.
Agree.
All right.
That's your rating, too,
I
Devin?
liked it.
Yeah,
That's pretty much all I'm gonna
my
say. I
review
liked it.
is
I don't know.
is that this is 3.5. I was actually, if I were to give it a 0.5 this time, I would give 2.5. But I'm gonna go for a 3. The only reason I say that is because as a movie, it's hard to call this a good movie.
Yeah.
Because it's not a good movie. It's not a bad movie. It's right in the middle.
Meh.
And see, the thing is that this movie has a lot of good moments. Michael's stuff, very good, very cool stuff. It was pretty cool. William's stuff, he only had 10 minutes of screen time, but that was super sick. And then the animatronics doing what they do was fun. But the problem is that they didn't lean enough into the horror aspect of it. They didn't lean enough into literally like any of the like plot stuff. Like they touch on the fact that they're ghosts, don't do anything about it. They're just kind of
They say like a single line that the kids are in there.
They're just ghosts.
They're ghosts and robots, and they never really touch on
yeah.
that.
No, Devin, we totally skipped over the part where Vanessa is just like, yeah, there's fucking children's
Yeah, they
corpses
just
in
kinda
these
gloss
robots.
over
They
it.
just gloss over it.
They gloss over
We
it.
glossed over it. They glossed over it. It was glossed over.
Very
All right,
glossed
but keep
over.
going.
And that's the thing, too, is that they really gloss over a lot of things. And it's a little weird that they didn't like put more focus into some of this stuff, but I can also see why. The other thing that I have a major complaint about, too, is that the whole plot line with the aunt getting custody of the kid
That just went
makes
nowhere.
no fucking sense.
That went nowhere. She just
Makes
dies, and they
no
were
sense.
like, "Okay, I guess it's happy ever after." Like,
Because
what? Why
we
did
didn't
she's just
explain it
fucking
too
dead?
well. We didn't really explain it too well, but basically the aunt only wants custody of Michael's sister because she wants a check. She wants a fucking check from them. But if you notice something, Michael can't sustain himself with that check, so what the fuck is she gonna do with it?
Also, it's not like he can go to court because he's broke as fuck.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
I mean, Devin, I hate to say this, but that's actually kind of realistic.
Yeah, right?
that shit happens in real life. People are like, I want the child so I can get the money for it, or just to spite people. Look, child custody shit is some of the ugliest real
It's
life
so
fights
stupid,
that you
yeah.
see. I get what you're saying though. It was very in this movie. It was very plot devicey. They needed
The
a
only
reason for him to
only
need
reason
a
they
job.
had it in the movie is because they needed to kill people, and they can't just kill Michael.
They also needed a reason
not
that
even
she
that.
shows up
They-
like, as a character.
Yeah, they just needed a sort of like an axis to swing conflict on, so that he has to go to the pizzeria
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
She
was a
was
little
used basically
flat.
explicitly as a plot
Mhm.
device.
It was a little
for that
flimsy.
specific
Exactly,
purpose.
exactly. I get that.
But then that leads me into the last thing, is that overall there's so much potential and there's so much stuff they could have done, and they kind of didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
They left it onto the chopping board, which obviously they're saving for a sequel. And so as of right now, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.
I understand.
I'm leaning more towards a 2, to be honest with you, but I'm
Yeah.
giving it a 3 because of how well done the practical effects were,
Yeah, I feel
and
like
how
that
well done
deserves-
the actors. There's not a single bad actor in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Matt Pat kills it.
Matt Pat was great. I mean, Matt Pat's a good actor. He's good.
I think the joke that I made is that the dad getting beat up.
Oh
at the
yeah,
beginning
that
of
Mark
movie,
is
that
the
would've
dad.
been good.
That would have been so funny.
It would have been funnier if that was Matt.
Or
Pat.
I could also see Mark being like the person, the main person for the instructional tape.
Yeah, that too.
That would have been good
Like,
too.
hello and welcome back to Freddy Fazbear's
Hello, everybody.
Pizza.
Welcome back to
I
Freddy
fucking love
Fazbear's
Markiplier.
Pizza.
But what's my rating? See, I'm also kind of mixed in a 2 or 3. I feel bad giving it a 3 when the fact that they could have been blazy and just went CG animatronic bullshit.
Well, Niall,
Jim Henson's
just
puppet
to give you a little bit of guidance. Do you remember what we thought of the only other movie on this podcast so far that we gave
What
a
was
2?
It wasn't
show. That was
It was Friday the 13th.
This is a hard one.
That's why I didn't
want
give
to
it
say
two.
3 because it
You literally
did
just said you
it
liked
did
it.
enough good that it's still a fine watch. You know?
Yes.
This is one of the movies I've ever
It's,
seen.
that's exactly. I'm gonna say 3 because it's right in the middle. Everything it does wrong, there's just as many as it does right, and it all cancels
And
out.
I also
I'm
want to.
giving,
I also want to clarify something else. Wishmaster is a high 3. This is a low 3.
Yeah, I'm saying low 3.
Ooh, there you go.
There's lots to bitch about for me, but it was a lot better than I expected. Admittedly,
Oh,
I was
yeah, no.
I was expecting
Yeah.
awful garbage, but the fact that it was okay, I'm pretty damn impressed by.
I agree.
All right.
And so with that,
That's
this has been a long.
that's our review.
This has been a long episode.
It's got to be a little
Apologies.
bit longer because
This
I
is
have
our
to be able to do.
Halloween special.
Yeah, I was
Of course,
gonna say,
it's longer.
We actually have one thing to do. So we haven't done this so far because we've had predetermined movies so far, but we have the Wheel of Doom. So we are going to select the next movie right now that we're going to watch.
Oh
Let's
shit!
see what we got. Pulling up
Spin
the
the
screen.
wheel of
So we have 116 entries.
Wheel of Doom.
Wheel
Come
Wheel
on,
of
Doom.
give
Doom.
me-
What do we get? What do we get?
Give me something
What the fuck is that?
Eggs.
exists.
Okay, we're watching a movie that exists. That's pretty awesome.
That's what this movie was.
Okay. Don't know what this is.
All
but
right.
We'll find out.
Well, stay
I don't know how to
tuned
hype
next
this one
week.
up,
The
but it
next
exists,
episode
so-
is fully random. You have no idea what to expect. We have
no idea.
what to
This movie
expect.
exists apparently. So,
It exists.
all right, everybody.
All right.
This has been Five Nights at Freddy's, and we'll catch you all in the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
And now, just for a little segment of some assorted, edited out bloopers with no context.
Welcome to Slasher Pass,
What?
and today we will be Slasher passing William Afton. What do you say now?
Slash.
Slash.
Child
Matthew
murderer, kill
Lillard,
him.
sexy man, Tumblr sexy man over here.
Fuck you.
William Afton, he looks like Shaggy, and Shaggy's hot. So there we go. And now, because I think he'll be back from pissing in any moment now.
Shut the fuck up!
Any moment now.
What are you, a broken animatronic or some shit?
Hello.
Yeah.
So, hey, Seth, before we get back into it, slash or pass William Afton?
Slash.
You don't want to know the kind of things I would let
Matthew Lillard?
Yeah, Matthew Lillard do to me.
You don't want to know.
Amen, my man. I somehow made my audio look like a penis.
Devin just has dick on the mouth.
It looks like a fucking ball sack with a cock and balls.
That's what all the audio things look like.
I made it look like a perfect one. What do you want from me?
You're
I
a
mean,
penis
to make it look like a penis, you just have to go like,
Oh!
Okay, that wasn't actually very good. Oh!
Okay, maybe this is actually some skill. Oh!
Oh!
I made a penis.
Yeah, I went.
Oh! Hey, I did it!
I made
mine kind of look like a cock. Yeah.
That's what a dick pic sounds like. That's for our blind audience. That's what a dick pic looks like.
Oh my god.